Yo, 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 yo. Hey, what's up, guys? What's up? What up? Yo, make sure everything's working all right. Yep. All right. Sweet. Twitch chat's working too. Nice. Good stuff. All right. Yo, yo, yo. What's up? Yo, welcome, everybody. Welcome. Yo, this is episode 5 of Unchained. Episode 5, man. We got some good shit today, man. This is a recap and farewell to Heavensward. Okay, so if this is your guys' first time tuning in, Unchained is an in-game podcast that focuses on mostly raiding, but there's other stuff too. But anyway, we got a lot of good stuff planned today. We have yeah, man, we're going to take a stroll down memory lane, dude. It's going to be a good time. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to unmute and we're going to do introductions. Hey, what's up, guys? What's up?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, dude.
Yo, Frosty's taking exception with the picture that you chose for him.
Oh, yeah?
I used that when I first started streaming.
I mean, I kept it close to my heart, dude.
Jesus. I appreciate that. I guess that makes me feel a little bit better.
If you would have sent the one that you wanted earlier, I would have done it. I actually tried to do it before the stream, but I gave up really easily. I didn't have the motivation to go back and resize everything. Yeah. But anyway, okay, so all right, so this is Unchained episode 5, and today we have Bach, Momo, and Frosty. Okay, so introductions. Bok Choi, he's one of my best friends, man. I've known him for years. And he is the healer in my raid group. He plays the main healer. Yo, fuck Chet. Yo, you can tell him what he needs to do. But Bach has been in the group since this last raid tier, and he's going to be raiding with us in 4.0. And like I said, I've known him for a really long time. He's one of my best friends. And yeah, did I leave anything out?
Nope.
Okay, so Frosty, he's another one of my really good friends. I met you at FanFest, which was really awesome. You took me to the airport. We got some, yeah, dude. It was really cool to meet you, man. It was really cool. I appreciate you taking me to the airport because I didn't have another way there. I'm
so glad that's like the thing that stands out about me. That I took you to the airport. Oh man, what's up, man? Thanks for having me on, dude.
Yeah, man, no problem. So Frosty, he also runs another podcast, and it's called Mog Talk, and it's mostly on Saturdays, and it's every Saturday. And it covers a lot more stuff than we do. Mog Talk covers a lot more stuff than we do, but we focus on kind of like, I don't know, maybe like 10 things, whereas like each show you do is different. And it ranges.
Really, you guys don't do like triple triad shows?
No, unfortunately
we'll
not.
think about it. We'll put that in the parking lot.
Well, I mean, you guys do at least ERP.
One day,
Okay.
when you do an ERP show, just let me know and I'll be on,
Make sure
man.
I'm on that, man.
It'll be a joint show, just
Yeah.
like if we were ERPing and we were pushing ourselves together, right?
Yeah. I was too busy laughing to hear what you said, but whatever you said, yes, I am involved
Excellent.
with whatever you said.
I'm glad you said yes to that. Okay.
I don't think I left anything out. Did I mention you were a really good friend? Yes, I did.
Yeah, you defined me very well.
All right, sweet.
You did a good job.
Sweet. Okay, and the last person is Momo, who I'm just getting to know but love every second so far. Momo joined us this coming up. It's like, okay, so Momo plays Ninja or melee in my group.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he technically joined us after the raid tier because we had a member leave. So he's one of the newest members of the group. But we were really lucky that you were interested in the group. He's an awesome fucking player. He's an amazing player. And we're really lucky that he joined the group. And I'm definitely looking forward to raiding with him in 4.0. We technically did some prog, though, already. We did the 8 tank. Hey, that was prog. That was prog. Some of the hardest parts, I swear, one of the hardest parts that I've ever experienced in prog was that 8 tank photon in 11. That was fucking hard.
Phase? Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. So yeah, Momo just recently joined the group, and if you guys haven't seen the 8 tank creator videos, definitely check them out. They're a lot of fun. They're really cool. And we did it, I want to say, I don't know, like 2-3 weeks ago, I think. 3 weeks ago, maybe? I don't know. It was a while ago, but we did it, and it was really awesome. So, do you have anything else to add? Did I leave anything out?
I think you got everything.
I don't think so. Okay, all right. Okay, so anyway, on with the show. Our first topic is let me copy paste here.
Why don't we tell them what the theme of the show is?
Oh, I mentioned it was recap and farewell to Heavensward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so basically we're gonna go down a little bit of memory lane. We're gonna guess on some stuff in Stormblood. We're going to say kind of like, you know, what our thoughts were, like what we liked, how our experience was during Gordias, Midas, and Creator, and just pretty much an overall view, and kind of like, you know, saying farewell, because even though Heavensward started off kind of bad, I think it ended really awesome, but I don't know, that's just my opinion.
It was pretty good, man. I mean, like, it was definitely an experience.
I think if it ended off on like 8-8 or something, it would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it ended pretty well.
Okay, so our first topic our first topic is a retrospect on Heavensward rating. So I guess we can briefly describe our experience and background throughout Heavensward, and just kind of I guess talk about where how you improved as a player, or how your mentality changed, and just stuff like that. You wanna lead us off, Frosty?
Yeah, man. So Heavensward was a pretty interesting experience for me because I started the game in 2.2, so I kind of came midway through A Realm Reborn, and so Heavensward was the first expansion, start off with everyone on the same foot with Final Fantasy 14 experience, and it was fun. We had a huge life cycle with our raid. We had 4 people mainly stick with us throughout the entirety of it, and then 4 people kind of switch in and out. But it's gotten pretty solid now. It was rough going through the very beginning of experience with my experience of raiding because of A3, of course, right?
That was the killer, dude.
Yeah,
that was the killer.
If you guys are familiar with me at all, you know I'm not a hardcore player. I play Paladin. That tells you enough there, right? I did start off playing. Actually, it was interesting because I started off playing Machinist. And I did that for Gordias, then I switched to Scholar for Midas. Then I went to Paladin for Creator. So I kind of had a round robin here, and it was actually it was cool to see all the different perspectives. But we were way more successful when I was tanking. So I'm very glad that, despite Creator being kind of the easier tier of all the 3 of them, I think it played a huge role in everything. And I I don't know, man. This is it felt good, but it also felt slow, man. It's been how long? 2 years now?
Almost
I think
2
so.
years.
Yeah, I think
almost
so.
2 years.
Yeah.
It's coming up on
Jesus
2 years.
Christ. Yeah, so it's been a journey just going through here, trying all the different jobs, and I'm glad I had the experience to do it with Heavensward. I'm really hoping that they take the good things from Heavensward and apply it to Stormblood and get rid of all the kind of annoying things that came with it too.
I think you were the only
that's
one of all of us that played each role through each different raid tier, or at least I know I
Like
didn't.
DPS healer.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Yeah, it was just cool to see that kind of stuff because now I know kind of what DPS experiencing because they get this whole rush like, oh, it's a numbers game. I got to constantly be up there and kind of do whatever I can to kind of get away from the mechanics. But I don't know. I felt like DPS was so much fun because it was easy. I didn't have to think about it as much. Then I got the healer and I was like, fuck this. Because that's the most challenging. I think Scholar is the most challenging skill cap of every single job in this game. And then Paladin was like, okay, yeah, I just 1, 2, 3 it.
yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I play a lot of jobs too. I'd say Scholar's pretty hard. Yeah.
But I mean, did you guys? Did you have like a varied journey throughout Heavensward, or was it just me that kind of did that? Did you guys kind of stick to your guns?
I had a pretty varied journey. So like, okay, so I initially quit the game. I didn't get Heavensward on launch. So when I picked up Heavensward, I think it was probably around 5 or 6 months into the expansion already, and I wasn't even gonna raid, and I just got my warrior to 60, and some old friends were like, "Yeah, we lost a tank. Do you want to tank Gordias for us?" I'm like, "Well, I have like 0 experience and 0 gear," but they picked me up, carried me for a few weeks or a couple weeks to get me some gear, and we ended up clearing Gordias together before the Midas tier came out. So now I had a raid tier. I had a raid group for Midas, playing warrior. Going through Midas, we went through a couple of healers, and mid raid tier we had to kick our white mage, and I guess we didn't really have a white mage candidate lined up, so we ended up taking this warrior and switching me to healer, which ended up making me go Astro for the second half of Midas, and end up joining Xenostatic, and yeah, now I play Astro for Xenostatic. So it was a bit of a change going from tank to healer, but I guess you know, my experiences kind of vary as well, just because, like, you know, I was with a pretty semi-casual group, I guess, and the group I'm in now is a lot more competitive. But yeah.
Did you kick your healer because he was too good for the group?
Oh no. I'm not even gonna try to lie.
Like, you didn't kick him because he was making everyone else look bad? Because he was that good? Oh, okay.
You know, the interesting thing about you, dude, and your whole like raid experience is when you came up, you also did Astrologian when no one wanted to play Astrologian.
Yeah, well, yeah, kinda. Well, the thing is, like, I'm by no means like a class purist. You know, I don't have any loyalty towards a specific class, and I actually just played Astro because I felt they were better for A7 and A8, and I still think that they were better. So yeah, I just straight up thought they were good. So I played.
Yeah, that was before the card buffs too. Like that was
before the card buffs,
yeah.
yeah.
Like that was purely from like a healing perspective, not really like a DPS card perspective. Because like I always thought Astro was better for 7 and 8. I progged with both because if you remember, like like we progged with Noms and he was on White Mage, and I'm pretty sure he was. Or no, maybe he switched. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Noms was Astro, and then my other group, June progged on White Mage. Yeah, that's what it was for Midas. And I could notice like a difference in the like the damage output from the boss, because the shit would just hit like, well, you know, on certain parts the shit would just hit like way fucking harder, man. What about you, Momo? Where did you start in Gordias?
I kind of had the same experience as Frosty at the start. I only started playing this game at 2.4, which was
Oh, that's like super late.
yeah, it's really late.
Mhm.
So I kind of like was still learning the basics of the game by Gordias, and so back in Gordias, I was still on Brynhildr, which was it's a pretty backwater server. It's pretty small. And on that server, there's like little to no like competition.
In the raid scene.
Yeah.
So in saying that, you're pissing off all 5 of them who are watching right now.
So like, and I've always been a competitive person. So when Heavensward was released, I kind of learned Monk, which was the class I played like throughout all of Gordias, and kind of just like practiced on a dummy for a shit ton of time, and I jumped from static to static, which kind of pissed a lot of people off until I found the static that kind of I felt matched the skill level I was looking for, which was the static I ended up clearing A4S and A8S with together. But due to unfortunate circumstances, I ended up leaving that static. I'm kind of sad, but it's whatever. And then after that, I met Aya on Lamia, and we went to delete Monk together, and ended up getting some pretty good speed kills, and left that, you know, for personal reasons that I've discussed. But now I'm a framing dragon. I'm a framing dragon.
Did you play Ninja throughout?
What's up?
Did you play Ninja throughout
Oh,
all?
I played Ninja throughout Midas, yeah. And then
Oh wow. Okay.
No, sorry, I played Dragoon in Midas, and then I went Ninja
Okay.
for Creator. But,
You know, I'm kind of interested in that whole situation too. When you first started this game, were you thinking, "Oh man, I'm going to be like the best. I'm going to be super good," or were you just like, "I just want to play the game"?
It's well, okay. I kind of skipped this, but A3 really skyrocketed my potential. I think. Like,
I think I did
was
to
just
most
kind of like-
people that killed
I
it.
was kinda yeah, like I was kind of like casual at the time. Like I was just, you know, I didn't want to bring my team down, so I kind of played above average, but I didn't like aspire to be the greatest. But A3 really pushed, you know, optimization levels and whatnot. So it kind of like pushed me as a player, as well as finding the group that I did, because I feel like there's a lot of great players out there who just don't get the opportunity to be like as great as they can be because of the team they're in. And getting into the team I did really also like skyrocketed my potential as a player.
You kind of like feed off of each other's competitive energy,
Yeah.
right?
Which is like really good, at least in my opinion.
Man, I wish some of my members would feed off each other's energy.
Well, that's because you guys don't shit on each other.
Yeah, I guess not.
So, yeah, like I played Warrior all throughout Gordias and Midas and Creator. But when I first started Heavensward, like I felt I was a pretty good player, but then after Gordias, I don't know, because like A3 and A4 were like harder than anything that like they've came out with, I guess, so far. My skill level really increased as a player. I started thinking about shit that I had never thought about, like fucking, you know, GCD mapping and when to, not necessarily like when to use Berserk, but just like how to use your offensive CDs in like the absolute best way as opposed to just a good way kind of thing. I guess that makes any sense. But then in Midas, we killed A4. We didn't kill a super late. We didn't kill a super early either. I think we killed a 4 a month or 3 weeks after the world first. I think we did. Yeah, like 3 weeks. I could be wrong on that. I'm pretty sure it was like 3 weeks. My group, we only raided like 3 hours a night. We raided like five days. Yeah, 5 days a week though. So, I mean, it wasn't too bad. Was pretty good amount of raiding. But then in Midas, I leveled up my other character, and I wanted to raid more than my group wanted to, because I just had a lot more time to raid. So I leveled up another character and I joined another group. And so in Midas, I actually progged with 2 groups. I progged with my SAR group, and I progged with at the time, my Leviathan group. That was really awesome because both groups had slightly different strats for things, and it was really awesome to take the best of both of those strategies and make them into one. I thought that was really, really awesome to do, and I'm really glad I got the opportunity to do that. I originally was going to play Dark Knight. I guess technically I did join my Leviathan group in Gordias but this was like way after the raid, or the raid was killed. Yeah, the raid was killed. So that's why I say like I'd started a prog with my Leviathan group on Midas. But in Midas I wanted to play Dark Knight and Warrior. So I wanted to play Dark Knight in one group and like Warrior in another one. But in all honesty, I felt that if I went on Dark Knight, I would actually hinder my group. So instead we went double Warrior, which actually didn't affect us at all. But going back, I should have went Dark Knight if I wanted to, which I did. And in Creator, I did go Dark Knight. And in Creator was really, really awesome because I was in a hardcore group that raided like 10 hours a day, and so I progged on Dark Knight on one character and Warrior on another character, and it made it really, really awesome in like a lot of ways, because it made my cooldown usages, like my CDs, on both jobs really, really good, because I knew it was coming on both ends. And it was really awesome to see 2 different perspectives, like 2 different tanking perspectives, because Dark Knight and Warrior are pretty different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They're pretty different, and I mean, they're both really good, obviously, but it was just really cool because it helped me like grow as like a player. Like it helped my skill like so much. Like I became such a better player when I mained 2 different fucking tanking jobs throughout this raid tier. Even though the raid tier was a little easier, still the experience and like just the mindset, I guess, like how you think about certain things on 2 different tanks is really, really cool. And I'm really glad I'm going to get to do it again this next raid tier, because I'm going to play Warrior I'm still going to play Warrior. I'm always going to main Warrior. Well, I mean, who knows? Paladin Dark Knight may be a thing, man. Who knows, you know?
Paladin.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Paladin. Back to our roots.
Yeah.
Comes full circle, man. But I'm going to try. Okay, I'm going to try to keep maining Warrior in my SAR group, and then in my other group, which I'm really lucky to be a part of, and I'm really happy that everyone decided to stay around. But they were my speedrun group, and we had some pretty good times too. And we're gonna do hardcore prog come 4.0, and in that group, I'm gonna play either Paladin or Dark Knight. We think. My co-tank in that group, he's really flexible too. He's a really awesome player too. So I think if for whatever reason he wanted to play one of them, I would just swap to the next best one or whatever. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna stay Warrior, and I'm probably gonna go Dark Knight or Paladin. But This is a little off topic, but I'll tell you what. One of the most AIDS experiences I've ever had in this game is going on my other character and being excited to hit level 15 on my Conjurer so I can unlock Paladin on my alt. Yeah. Yeah. That was that was really bad. I'm like, finally, I'm level 15 Conjurer. I can, because I just had a level 34 Gladiator on that character. You think I level Conjurer? I didn't even have a Paladin. I just had a Gladiator on that character, and I still have to like level it and shit. I've got like a month and a half, but man, that's gonna be rough. But anyway, so that was
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. So that was kind of my like my experiences or whatever through it, and I definitely am a lot better player now than I was at the start of Heavensward, because A3 was whew, that was a doozy. That was a fucking doozy.
Yeah, it's kind of weird too to think about that, because Square Enix kind of shot themselves in the foot with it. I mean, now they have just a whole bunch of people. It was possible to clear. It's just difficult. Now they have a whole bunch of people who actually kind of strive for that now, right? If you lived through it, everything else seems boring. And so they created this community and raised the skill cap of the overall community. Then they constantly tried to lower it down and make everyone kind of bored, right?
Yeah, I like after A3, like the people that cleared A3 got so much better just for clearing it because they had to push themselves. So now, like, once they make raids easier, then I feel like, you know, at least as a player, I felt like that the game wasn't as fun anymore just after experiencing A3. I don't know if anybody else feels that way.
Really, everything's kind of like, I don't know. You mean everything feels toned down after that?
Yeah, like
See-
A8 was like the next best thing in my opinion.
You know, let's talk about A3 for a bit, because I think A3, out of every single fight, maybe every single fight in this game, period, I don't think any fight has had as much of an impact on the raid community as A3.
I don't think so either.
A3 was I don't know if how many of you guys out there watching the stream have experienced A3 prog. Personally, I haven't. The group that I joined when I started playing this game again had already beaten A3 after like months of progression, and it was kind of handed to me in a silver platter. I think we just cleared it the first time I went in there. But so I personally haven't had that experience, but I know of you know, what it was like and stuff. I think the biggest things is, one, it made a lot of people quit the game. And because it made a lot of people quit the game, it kind of changed people's perspectives, not just the players, but also the game developers' perspective on how they should design content. Because they don't want to design content that makes people quit the game, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
And as far as the players go, that they've never experienced a fight that hard before. So there are pretty much two responses. You know, one, quit the game, or two, get good, right? And I feel like being away from the game and then coming back after, you know, after players have beaten A3, I've noticed that player skill in general has increased dramatically. Like just the average skill level of raiders, like that, like people are becoming more DPS conscious. That wasn't the case before. You know, it was just some people were DPS conscious, but now it's just like, you have to do this much DPS, otherwise you cannot defeat this encounter, period. So everyone started to figure out ways to, you know, do more DPS. You know, what stats should I have on my tank? You know, people were now starting to equip strength, stuff that, you know, a few of us warriors were doing a while ago, but now everyone was doing it because you needed to do it. And healer DPS, you know, kind of a foreign concept to people before, but after A3 it's just like, okay, we need healer DPS to beat this encounter. But yeah, A3 made fucking revolutionized raiding in this game.
Yeah. I think it was like a kind of like a trial by fire kind of fight. Like if you couldn't do it, then you kind of just either, you know, quit the game or look casual. If you did do it, then you became better as a player overall.
I think A3 was so brutal because it taxed you on every single end, right? So you had to have high damage to kill it. It was very healing intensive. And it was very mechanic heavy and extremely punishing too. Like the mechanics that they were in there, there was there were so many times you would just all of a sudden just fucking die, just fucking dead if you failed it. You know what I mean? And it was just like it taxed you on literally every single axis of a fight, like of an encounter. I think
It tests you in every
Yeah.
single way. Yeah.
yeah, so like, cause some groups can like get by if their damage is shitty. They're just like, okay, whatever, we're fucking stellar at mechanics. Fuck damage, we'll just fucking knock these mechanics out. Some groups like ours, we're awful at mechanics. We want to kill the shit before second puddles. If we ever saw second puddles, I think we would have wiped. Like, what the fuck? So some groups are like that, but like if you because you have to have high damage, you have to be good at mechanics. Like, I think that's what really like taxed the group so much, and it was so punishing. It was so punishing, and that was back before cooldown reset. Oh no!
Oh man.
Oh,
That.
fucking dark times, man.
Dark
Oh
fucking
my
times.
god.
I mean, do you guys
Addiction
think
feels
that
bad, man.
like they should just not have that kind of design of a fight, or should they just change how they design fights in difficulty and give us like a bottom tier as what Creator is, and give us a top tier of what A3 was?
What you just said. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
exactly.
My-
That's
What,
perfect.
The third difficulty.
Yeah.
Well, not just I mean, I guess they could have a third difficulty. I don't even care about the first difficulty. It's dumb, right? So I
Well,
think that's
yeah,
just,
I mean,
maybe
you
that's
got to
just the
have it in
dumb
there,
stuff.
though.
Yeah.
Like, the reason why I say you got to have the first difficulty in there, like, yeah, it's bullshit that they actually consider that content. It's whatever. But I think you have to have it in there because there are players that literally don't raid and they just play the game for fun. And, that's fine. But it also rewards you with, it's just another outlet to get gear if you can't afford it. So, like, for me, if, like, we didn't sell runs, I would have literally no money. So in that case, my only outlet for that kind of gear would be that bullshit raid, because that crafted gear is like pretty expensive when it first comes out. So I think that it's good that it's in there, but I think that they have talked about it before, and they have said that they're wanting to add a third raid tier, and I really hope that they stick to that. I think that would just be the best would just be the best design, because when they come out with the odd number patches, like the Crystal Tower patch, they could also come out with the Super Savage. So not only do you have something for like more casual players, but you also have something for like hardcore players. So then that way you're hitting two different player bases, albeit one is
Right.
way smaller than the other, but still like you're still hitting two different player bases, and you're keeping everyone happy at the same time.
See,
Yeah.
Sorry, did you have something?
No, I was just kind of agreeing. I mean, the only thing that I was going to add really to that is that, wow, how they did their series with all that stuff is the gear. They would give stronger gear for every single tier, but if you earn like the highest gear in the hardest tier, then you can immediately go into the hardest tier when the next tier is released. And it seemed like that made sense. Like if you did the easier content before, you still have to do the harder content, or the, I guess, easier content on the last raid to get into the hardest one later on. Like, it was a weird stepping ladder, and I think that could work in this game, but I don't know.
I think this is kind of like the fact that I think this is kind of there's a kind of a root problem that kind of causes those other problems, is that I've always said this, but I just think that there's such a huge skill gap, between like amongst the players in this game, and I think that's kind of a product of this game doesn't teach the players how to do anything. It doesn't prepare players for raid, and doesn't really set players up for success, right? So for that reason, they're raiders, like they span from like these guys haven't even read their tooltips yet, and then the gap between them and like world-class player is massive, right? And this is a pretty difficult game. People say it's easy, but I think it's a pretty difficult game. There's a lot of min-maxing to do right? And
Yeah.
it's a lot of optimization, right?
Yeah, like at a basic level, it's pretty easy, but once you get into like the higher tier, like skills and whatnot, like it's
Yeah, it gets really complicated. And like, here's the thing: SC has this dilemma now is if they want to satisfy like the best players, and you have to challenge them because that's what they want. But it still has to be in reach of the players who are rating but aren't so good. It still has to be in reach for them, because otherwise they'll just all quit the game in it, like they did in A3. So I don't know how you guys feel about Gordias as a whole, but I think it is a failure because, and as much as we appreciate A3 and how awesome that fight was way too hard. If it makes people quit the game, it is a problem. It is a huge problem, right?
Well, I mean, 3 tiers would make sense then, because then you'd have the first tier, which people don't read their skills, they can still clear it. Then you have the second tier, where people kind of have a grasp on how to play the game, they can clear it. Then the last tier, where you mastered pretty much everything, and then you can clear it.
Right. Yeah, but there's a problem with that too. Like, I love that solution. That is the ideal solution. But the thing is, like, when they did that before, people just didn't do Savage Second Coil, and
I think it was before its time, actually.
It was probably before its time.
Yeah, I think it was implemented really badly too, because that was back when the fucking shit was on the lockout, and like, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking by having something that should be like challenging and fun on the same lockout. Like, what raid group wants to fucking wipe on like A6 for like, the entire week, or A7 for the entire week, and then fucking knock out, 8 and 9 or whatever on the last like day? Like, that becomes really really dumb. Like, you should be able to like, you should be able to just go in there, do your raid night, and then go back in another night.
Yes.
And fucking pick which turn. You know what I mean? You shouldn't have to be like, man, I can't wait to do this A8 Savage. Oh, right. Yo, dog, we got to kill 6 and 7 first. Like,
right,
what?
Yeah, exactly. What? See, the implementation was bad. The rewards were bad. The solution was probably good, but here's the thing. Even if they did it now, and if they did it right, how many people would that actually satisfy? Like, are they going to retain any more subscriptions, like, to justify the cost of like designing this content? They got to think about that too. And the thing is, because there's that huge gap, and this game doesn't fucking teach people how to do anything, and I think that the demand for very challenging content is actually very small.
Yeah, no, it definitely
I think we're inviting new players with a new expansion, right? We're inviting a whole league of new players, and if they add in jump potions to the fact, you're going to have tons of more players in the game.
Yeah.
And they have to have something that will fit these different types of players. If not, then they'll lose that type of player, likely, right?
Right.
And since they made A3 like the most difficult tier, or the most difficult fight that only like really, really good players could clear at that time, they lost everyone else that had any interest in raid besides the people who could clear A3. But if they had the 3 different choices,
yeah, it was the only. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's. I don't think people would have quit the game over it if there was like a middle A3. Yeah, you're right. It's a trickle down benefit, right?
Yeah, I mean, and then the only benefit, you just have to make sure that last tier gives you something that is going to benefit you, but you might not. That gear could be something that you just use for the next hardest content that comes out.
Man, all they gotta fucking do is add some fucking slutty glamour in the Savage. And everybody's going to be all... You think people play this fucking game for the No! They play this shit for the glamour! You think people enjoy these fights?
They should have just gated Diable Alexander gear behind, like, the Super Savage. Instead of it's not Diable, but it becomes Diable if you obtained it through the 3rd difficulty. That would be so sick, man.
And titles, I really like the titles.
I thought the titles were cool too. Like, if you got like if you got like a badass like chess piece, right? you know, some badass chess piece, and it could only be obtainable, right? Like not even like, I'm not talking about some re-dyed bullshit. You know, I'm not talking just a different color. I'm talking like completely new model, right? You could only get it in Savage. And then you had some badass title, you know, Destroyer of Worlds, fucking man mode, you know? That'd be fucking awesome. You'd be rolling around, you know, and fucking, you know, or what about a mount, right? What if they let a mount drop too? You'd be rolling around with your new glam on your new mount with the man mode title, and people just be whispering, "Oh man, look at him, dude. He's so cool. Man, he's clearing all the content, man." And your gear would be like no better than theirs. But you know what? Fucking,
The swag
yo,
factor.
you be looking fucking good, you know? Looking fucking
No, no, take a
good.
solution.
So Gordias overall, how did you guys feel about it? Just overall. I thought it was a really poorly made.
I
raid
thought,
cycle.
yeah, I thought it was really bad. It didn't even have 4 turns. A2 is not a turn. A2
I
is
actually
not a turn.
love A2. Okay, I
You
played
were
Monk.
wait, were you the? Oh, well, yeah, okay, well, fuck off. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you didn't have to play. You didn't have to run around picking up shit on a warrior, and you didn't have to like fucking get in the gob cart. Yo, I'll tell you what, if you would have had to get in the gob cart, you would have like fucking.
I got in the Gop cart and I loved it, dude.
Oh my, you're blind. You're fucking get out of here. Fucking
No,
get
so
out of
here's-
here.
Here's the weird thing about Gordias, and this kind of goes into, I guess, almost bleeded into our next topic, I think. But like when we're talking about Gordias and how it started off with the first fight, I thought the first fight was actually pretty good. It was simple. I mean, it wasn't too difficult, but it added enough mechanics that people had to pay attention. It was a good entryway into raiding. I really thought that's what it was. Then you hit like A2S and they're like, let's try something different. This is interesting. And no one really stuck to it. But they tried something different, right? They experimented a little bit.
Like A2 was okay. So here's how I always looked at A2. Maybe A2 was just horrible for me because okay, in the binding coil, turn 4. I always compared it to turn 4 because turn 4 was a trash turn too. But turn 4, it had a very epic feel because in turn 4, you enter the turn and you're on this elevator and you're like you're going down to fight Twin Tania, you know, on fucking Bahamut's claw, right? Like that's your destination. That's where this elevator's going. And in between you and the fucking Twin Tania battle on the claw is these like trash mobs. And the longer the elevator goes, the more intense it gets, right? Like the background becomes more red and stuff, you know, lights and shit, you know, and it starts to, it can enrage, you know, so it's like, it's this whole like, it's the atmosphere, you know, at least for me. You know what? Maybe I got too much into it, man. Maybe I like elevators too much. I don't know. But I just thought that was so awesome. And then like when that like clockwork dreadnought dropped down for the first time, and as a tank, when you got roto swiped and you saw the damage and you died and you like just shit yourself and you like looked around to see if anyone saw you, you know, that's like, dude, that's an experience. You're like, holy fuck, that hits hard. And I'm on a paladin, because back then warriors were shit. And I'm on a paladin, and I blocked the roto swipe. And it still fucking hit me so hard and killed me. You know? It just, I don't know. Maybe I thought A4 was so awesome. I really liked, or I'm sorry, T4. I really liked T4. And I thought A2 was just so awful. It was just, it was
It felt
so
kind of play.
awful.
I hated it.
It was
I hated
so
it.
bad. And then, like, A3 was amazing. Obviously, it was, you know, I mean, you could talk about A3 forever, you know, about how awesome it was. And I really liked parts of A4. I thought the last half of the fight was really cool. I didn't really care for destroying 4 legs, but I thought the last half of the fight was really cool. And A1 was okay. It was, I don't know, 5 out of 10, maybe.
I
But
think A1 was fun was because like you had to split up your party, and to do it optimally, kind of like took some smarts. I guess.
yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah, like during, yeah, that was cool.
because trick would only affect 4 people maybe, and then like you know like I'm saying like you kind of had to figure out who was doing my burst at the time.
I mean, I'm gonna be
I,
honest.
I never
think,
really did it optimally, but like if I were to do it now, I would just like
Plus,
look
you
at
had
timings and see where.
you had the the no jump kill. That was always fun to try to do.
Oh.
That was always fun.
Oh yeah.
A1, I think, was the best beginning raid tier fight of Heavensward. A5 was cool and interesting, but I think that was a little bit too gimmicky, to be honest. But
I didn't like how you. I didn't like how you dealt him less damage when he grew big. I really don't like
A1?
it. No,
A5.
A5. Yeah.
Oh, we're on a Midas. Okay.
Oh
I
well,
was
not
just
really.
talking
He just
about like
yeah,
the
he's fine.
beginning fights. Like I mean,
Oh, okay.
I think A1 was literally head on the nail, perfect, like beginning of a raid tier fight. Out of all the ones that they did,
I didn't like it. I didn't like
I
it.
don't know, man.
What
Well,
what didn't you
'cause
like about it?
I had to. Well, I was tanking it, and you didn't have to do anything as a tank. You just stood there.
Yeah.
You didn't do anything. You didn't have anything to do.
I mean, you had to dodge
have a job.
the gloop. You had to dodge that. How many mechanics you want?
I mean, honestly, you did tank cooldowns, like that got you in. Hey, I need to learn how to do my tank cooldowns, right?
Yeah.
So you have
pop
to
one
learn that
cooldown
basic
for one
concept.
thing.
Yeah.
but like it's like the rest of the fight is just like, you didn't have to do anything else, and I don't like when fights are lopsided where it's just like, okay, if you're this role you have to do mechanics, if you're that role you don't have to do shit, right? And yeah, I don't know. I was bored every A1 every time I did it because I was a tank.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I did that as a machinist, so I don't remember tanking it too much. I mean, the biggest challenge was kind of splitting them up, and then after that, you just kind of did your tank cooldowns, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? One of the best things about Gordias was, oh man, there's never been a better time to be alive, at least on Twitch. You'd just be chilling, right? And you'd be like, man, I want to watch something. And when you catch a Faust progression stream, woo!
I love
those
watching
are so
Faust
good,
progression
dude.
streams.
Those are so good because they just be raging at each other. Fucking do more damage, and it's just like, holy shit, yo, this ain't even the boss, dog. Like, oh my god, Faust
Yeah.
progression streams were the best. You just see like all these like ads and shit, man. It was just Faust was just no bullshit. It was just, yo, fuck you, DPS check, let's fucking go. That was it. You killing me or I'm fucking shitting all over you with my friends. That's what it's like. And most of the time, Faust shit on people with his friends. And it was very, very, it was very, very, it was like a car crash. You just couldn't take your eyes off of it. It was mesmerizing. It was amazing.
God. You guys remember day one Reddit? Fucking Foss posts all over the place. People bitching.
Actually, I think people all cheered for kind of Faust, if I remember right, because they're like, finally, this keeps all the scrubs out of our raid or something like that.
Yeah,
And
they
then they
were,
reach
like,
A3 and realize they're one of the scrubs. Sorry, that's mean.
No, it's true. It's absolutely true.
So that's like, all right, so that's like Gordias or whatever, man. What did you guys think of Midas? I loved Midas.
Oh, my
I loved Midas. I thought it was the perfect raid. I thought it was
amazing.
overall.
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was overall the best, or at least arguably the best. Final Coil was still really, really awesome too. But I thought Midas was almost perfect. It was pretty close.
My only complaint with Midas is A7, dude. I hated those balls so much. They were horrific. It was just such a weird gimmick in there too, and like since there's always latency involved, it's always not like what you think it would be. You just have to get used to latency and all the other stuff. So I always got super annoyed by that fight. But I mean, overall Midas was definitely wonderful. We had a lot of challenges. We didn't even get to A8S really before that tier ended, which made me kind of sad because A8S is an amazing fight. But like, I loved going in there and doing the goofy stuff with A5, but I felt like it was a little bit too complicated. And A6 was a cool idea that was a good idea for them to try to implement in there. because it gave us a new style of progressing through a fight. Right, you could learn that first one really good, but you have to like figure out the next 3. So I lost raid members throughout that one. I mean, I lost raid members throughout Gordias too, but I do agree that Midas is probably the best out of all 3 of them.
Yeah, A6 was really awesome in the sense that like it was really interesting to prog, I thought, because you're like, so on that fight, the evolution of your like strategies, there was like a constant change. So yeah, like you mentioned, right? You just blow your load on the first guy until you could get him down, you know? So you're like, yes, no one died to the dives this time. We are fucking golden, boys. You know, nobody died to the dives. Holy shit. You know, this fucking 10. So then you go on to, what is this name? Blaster? No, Brawler. There we go, Brawler. And then you just get shit on. And then you know, you go back. So now, you know, now the group's got a little bit of motivation. You know, it's like, shit, Blaster. More like, we already killed you and we're not progging on you anymore. So then you change it up a little bit, right? You don't like blow as much of a load on Blaster. You save a little bit for like Brawler, or like you save like some of your like longer cooldowns or something, because when you started to prog on Brawler, you really wanted to skip the last attachment. You know what I mean? Because the last attachment could have been like a single cannon, and that could have been like a crazy amount of extra healing that you had to do. And then, you know, it would just repeat and repeat. And then when you finally got to Vortexer, it was like, you know, it was just like Vortexer's mechanics were they were very, very unforgiving. But like, you know, Ace, okay.
Sometimes you die. Your whole group dies. And you don't even know why you died when you're first progging it.
One of the best things, I think, that came out of the entire Midas raid tier, one of the best things was height error. Just simply because you could never lie about dying to height error. Whenever you died to height error, everybody fucking knew. Oh, you done fucked up. You done did 90,000 damage to yourself.
I died.
Yeah. Fucking you fucking idiot, you know? The fucking dude, I was on that fucking platform, you know, like
you're already pissed off. You're already pissed off at yourself, and you're like tilted because you got height error, and then you got your whole party's like, yo, nice parse, nerd. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because it counted as your damage.
Nice DPS, nerd.
Yeah, because for whatever reason, Square Enix decided to make it your attack. So like, you gained the height error attack, and so it's like you hit yourself and you killed yourself because you're a fucking dumbass, and that's really funny to me. That's really funny to me. Like, just being able to see height error and that it killed someone on a parser is very, very, very funny to me. It's just really funny. I remember one kill on A8. Ella's damage was crazy fucking high, and he was like, yo, look at my damage. We're like, dude, you had height error. And he's like, oh. Like, just the amount of sadness in his voice. Just the amount of sadness in his voice was really funny.
Yeah, man.
How did you guys feel about A5?
A5? Well, I had to do a monkey duty, so I didn't like it. But aside from that, I thought A5 was a really well-designed fight. It's really cool.
I really like optimizing around it because you had to optimize around its, big phases and the boost phases. And that was really interesting to me.
Skipping boost was pretty cool too. Like that one boost skip,
boost.
That was really fun.
Yeah, that's the fight. That's when I first started playing Scholar, was with A5S. And it was kind of interesting, but I had to do the monkey, right? And so since I had to do that, I didn't really learn a lot about the Scholar. I just learned like a little bit. What really taught me Scholar was goddamn A7. And I god damn it, I hated those damn balls.
Taught you how to use virus.
Yeah, well,
no, it was hard to heal, man.
It was difficult because whenever I had to separate to the 4 different corners or whatever, and then you're like, well, I hope he's not taking too much damage from that bleed or whatever they got, and you have to run over there and lustrate or whatever else. I don't know.
forgot the virus a lot of the super beam or whatever it was called. It was
Yeah,
not
they-
fun.
And I had to optimize my pet, right? I had to optimize like everything about what I did in order for us to clear that. And we went through. My group goes through the entire fight. We hit. We always hit. Fucking enrage on every fight, and so except for A12, we didn't hit it on A12. But when we were going through that, I had to learn that entire fight, every single gel, every single everything. And I've never been more frustrated with a fight than A7S. I think.
Like A7 is also one of those fights where, like, you know, Zeno said earlier that if they saw second puddles, they would wipe. It was kind of the same thing. If we saw the last jail set, we would wipe.
Dude, that last jail set was so hard. It was so hard.
Yeah.
It was like he'd
You know what?
fly off at like 2%, and you're just like, oh fuck. And now you're like, should we do the jails or kill the boss? And you always decide, let's just kill the boss, but it never works. It like rarely ever worked.
Okay, you know, I love that design, that change in design philosophy by Square Enix, is basically, you know how in A3 and A4 there are some crazy DPS checks, right? And if you couldn't meet that DPS check, it's just a straight up wipe, right? And the thing is, when you design this game, you have to reward DPS. You have to reward high DPS. If there's no point to dealing high DPS, then, like, I don't know, it just completely trivializes, you know, a lot of the optimization and stuff that you can do, right? So the thing is, in A3 and A4, it's like low DPS, sorry, you can't beat this fight ever. High DPS, okay, fine, now you can beat this fight. And they changed that in Midas, where it's like, if you have high DPS, you can skip mechanics. You don't have to see these bullshit mechanics that you don't want. You know, these undesirable mechanics. And if your DPS sucks, it's like, okay, I hope you're good at mechanics because you're going to get a lot of them, right?
You're fucking
And
seeing like
that's
3
totally
extra.
cool because, like, some people are they're just not that good at DPS. Some groups just have really low DPS. And for them to never ever have, you know, a snowball's chance in hell of beating the fight because of their low DPS, that's kind of lame. But you know, having
But then
an
you have to be like,
alternative-
you have to be good at one or the other, right?
you have to be good at one or the other, and eventually you'll learn that. Maybe it'll add like a few weeks of prog if you have to learn an entire jail phase or something, right? But I don't
Well,
know.
the
That's just
only
kind of
weird-
the cost of not having good DPS, right?
Just to interject a little bit on that, man. Like the whole idea of that though is kind of weird because you have different types of players in your raid, right? What if some of them are good at mechanics and some of them are good at DPS? Then you're kind of dealing with still both situations because you don't have enough DPS to skip some of the mechanics, but some of the players can't handle it, but they can look at their parts really well, right? But it always felt weird, like if they did that as a design choice, but they may have. I mean, it's a really good idea, but it just seems like it limits it to just one type of party or another type of party.
Yeah, but the alternative is the two types of parties are groups that can clear and groups that can't, right? Like if you just don't have DPS, boom, you're done. You'll never clear this fight ever. Like that's kind of the alternative, right? So this is kind of I don't know. It's not perfect, right? Like there are always some groups that will struggle with it, but it's better than what we had in Gordias,
Yeah.
right? Where if you don't have the DPS, you'll just never ever clear this fight ever.
Like, that's what I was saying earlier. I thought that Midas was like the perfect, like, well, I mean, obviously it's not perfect, but a really awesome and well, like, tuned raid tier because if, like, in Midas, you weren't extremely punished for having low damage, you just saw extra shit. In Gordias, if you didn't have high damage, well then fuck you, you're just done. Like there's literally 0% chance. Like it does not matter how good you are at mechanics, if your damage is shit, there's 0% chance you're going to kill this fight, which is bad. But in Midas, if your damage was shit, there was a chance you would just see more shit. But then like in like Creator, they kind of went the opposite of Gordias, where I mean, you can fucking do whatever the fuck you want in Creator, you know, like, oh, like people were skipping shit week 1. Like week 1, people were skipping shit. Are you freaking kidding me? You know, like, come on. Like, that's ridiculous.
Especially in A9, man. It's like you watch someone else's stream and it's just like you see a bunch of mechanics you've never seen before.
Yeah, that was pretty depressing. Well, I mean, like Thor did played on that kind of mindset too, right? Where like if you killed it really early, you got a lot of mechanics that he would throw at you.
Oh, Thornton?
Yeah.
Thornton was also
You
one
have-
of those fights where if you didn't kill him before the fucking last tether guy, that you were
The
fucking
guy
wiping.
spawned in the middle, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you ever beat the boss after that thing has spawned and the boss has gone invulnerable, it's like a fucking miracle. Everyone's like, "Holy shit, we did it, guys! We beat him on hard mode."
You know, he spams that cleave move. He just fucking cleaves over and over and over again.
Yep.
After that ad dies, he's like, "Oh, you killed my dude? Well, you're fucking getting like 5 cleaves in a row. Have fun healing this." Just over and over again. It was just, Jesus Christ, man. That would have been funny if he would have like started with that. Just 5 cleaves in a row. Like, holy fuck, that's a lot of tank damage.
So to wrap up Midas, do you guys think Midas was the correct difficulty? I still think it was too hard.
No, I think
I
it's perfect.
think it
in my
was
opinion.
correct,
It
yeah.
was perfect. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was.
Well, I
yeah.
mean, no, not perfect, but like it was really good. I think.
It was appropriate.
It was perfect for like a difficult tier if I was going to throw in like A to S as the last fight.
Yeah, like mid-core, I'd say it's perfect.
It wasn't. One thing, another thing that was really awesome about it is that it wasn't gear gated very much, like if at all, really. Like A3 and A4. Well, A3 was arguably gear gated, but A4 was definitely gear gated. But like, I really don't like gear gated fights just because it doesn't matter like how much you plan or how good you are at the game. You can't beat it. I really don't like that. I would rather the fight be more like skill based, I guess. But I don't know. That's just me. Some people, for some
You
reason, like the fights not being cleared within the first couple weeks. But I don't. To me, that doesn't make like. To me, that just means that players are rewarded for their skill, because when you see like when you see it killed for the first time in the first or second week, that doesn't mean that the raid tier shit. You know, that doesn't mean that. That particular group is really skilled. They're really fucking like they're really good at the game, and they know what the fuck they're doing, and they killed it. You know, you're not gonna see every fucking group kill it the first 2 weeks. You know, it's not gonna happen that way. So like sometimes when people argue that, because some people say that Creator is like a bad raid tier because it was killed on the first week, or some people said that about Final Coil, which both. I mean, that Final Coil was amazing, and I thought Creator was amazing. It just wasn't as hard. Like I thought Creator was a lot of fun. It was more fun than it was difficult, but still, I mean, I still do Creator now, and I still have fun doing it. So, I mean, I guess it just depends on your perspective. But just because a group kills it in the first week or two doesn't necessarily mean their raid tier shit. It just means that that group is really good and they got rewarded for their skill and their time.
No, I agree. I think like all fights should be at least killed within that first week, and you should be able to come out of best of slot within the previous tier and clear all the fights. You just have to be really, really good. And if you're not good, then you start to supplement that with getting better gear.
Yeah, but I thought Midas was
Really
arguably
well
the
too.
best, if not the best. So
All right. We probably don't have too much to say about Creator since it's kind of like fresh in everyone's memories, right? What do you guys think of Creator?
I thought it was fun. I had a lot of fun, man. I thought the Alexander fight I thought it was a lot of fun.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I think it was the perfect casual tier, man. Perfect for casual.
I feel like I am the only thing that's gonna have something like bad to say about it. I mean, from a DPS standpoint, I guess like it wasn't as fun because like A11 would have been a lot more fun if the HP was scaled more, a little more up. But like in my opinion, like the only good fight in creator is A12.
A11 was
Yeah.
pretty AIDS in terms of like skipping shit though.
Yeah, like I'm very keen on like trying to map out my GCGs, and I couldn't really do that on any fight besides A12 because yo, you want to skip the spawn the ad in A10? You want to skip the fucking laser sword in A11? Okay. Like it's just it wasn't really fun for me.
I think it's really ironic how you want to skip all the mechanics in A11 except for the one that you never skip. Or I mean, I'm sorry, except for the one you always skip that you never want to.
Man, you guys keep saying that too, but my group, we cleared A11 with like all the towers almost alive and went through a second set of mechanics that just went on repeat.
And you are gods amongst men.
Yeah, you were
like how do you?
You are gods
Like, I don't
amongst
think it
men.
needed more help. I think it was perfect.
We didn't get the GA 100, and we had a tower at 1 HP, one tower.
Like,
Wow.
you guys that may have not killed it first, but you have won. You won, creator. You won. You did it. No one else saw the GA with every fucking tower alive. You did it. That's more impressive than anything.
If you made it past that second GA in
You
last
made it
phase,
farther than we ever did.
yeah, like you could do any fight if you just put your minds to it.
It's true. It's absolutely true. You'd be really upset at the end of it, but you know. I don't know. I thought 11 was kind of interesting. It did piss off a lot of people who want to do speed runs and optimal runs and everything, but I mean,
Oh,
it is what it is. 12 was a cool fight. Just the problem is that I felt like it was too straightforward. And if you play, and okay, the thing that pissed me off about A12 is the fucking magic damage, man. Like how do they design a fight where one job is obviously like the last fight of the entire game is so much better to play on one job than a different job?
Wait,
Oh,
hold
that's
on,
what
hold
irritated
on.
me.
Magic
Before.
damage. You guys had a problem? Did you guys have a problem with that? I didn't have a problem with the magic damage.
We brought a monk and a paladin.
What about using?
Yeah. We were okay because we brought a monk, but you know, maybe
Sorry,
we
we're just bashing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I got you. No, that's the thing. Like, you bring in Dark Knight, and that's what defined Dark Knight being really great. And just like it was, you know, they're okay. Paladin maybe a little bit lower, Dark Knight a little bit higher, but in that fight in particular, it is absolutely ridiculous how well Dark Knight was designed to fight the last boss.
Yeah, it's
And-
really stupid.
Well, they said
that
they
do
weren't
that.
going to do that again either. Like,
Yeah, they're fixing it. They're making Paladin have magic defenses.
Well,
and stuff now,
well, I
too.
just mean in A4. If you remember that big fuss, how awful Paladin was in A4. They're like, oh no, don't worry, guys, we're gonna fix it. No, we got you. And then, you know, the A8 had Final Punch and you know shit like that, and that's fine.
Yo, Paladin was great in A8.
But
To
then,
heal.
yeah, well, but then they went back. They went back and gave
they went
Alexander
back.
all fucking magic moves. Like, what the fuck? That's just A4 without any legs. That's literally what Alexander, just A4 without any legs, as far as like tank busters go. Like, cause it's all fucking magic.
And so what really confused me about all that is that they had 11 fights that they designed in a raid tier, plus all the primals and everything else. And they couldn't figure out that would have been a bad move. Like,
Right?
what happened? Like, where did that miscommunication happen to where they're like, yeah, let's do this and make it to where no one in the world, like I'm at the top of the paladin board with 100 paladins total, right? Because no one else plays paladin on that fight.
I feel like that's more of that's a problem that happens in design, not so much in development, where it's just like, oh, so what does Alexander do? He shoots a big beam from his whatever, and then from his eye at the tank. So what is that? Magic damage. Okay, done. Right? And it never occurred to somebody that, like, this is gonna have negative effects on the game when we have one tank that is really good at magic damage and another tank that's only good at physical damage.
Which concerns me going 2 years of this and then going into Stormblood. I hope, you know, I'm always thinking, man, Square Enix is going to learn and they figured it out. They got feedback and everything else. Please.
The track record for, you know, their track record's not very good. They keep repeating the same mistakes.
Hey man, if they just do those paladin changes that was on the 100th episode of Mog Talk, we'd be solid.
There you
man.
go, dude.
You know, in one of the comments on that video, someone was like, he didn't even touch on Shield Bash, and I completely forgot that Paladins even had a stun. That's why I didn't mention it. I just completely because, like, when I'm on a Paladin, and if something needs stunned, oh boy, don't look at me because
You
I
don't play
stun.
PvP, man.
I'm
all
not.
you press in
Well, I
PvP,
mean,
dude.
I'm a fucking PvE Care Bear, dude. I don't
Yeah,
PvP in this game, man. Maybe in other games, but I mean, I have PvP'd in this game before, but I just, I don't know. It's not as fun in this game. Well, for me anyway. For me.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the question. Now, in your opinion, what do you think the worst fight in Creator is?
The worst?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
first probably the A9. Yeah, A9 probably. Like, I don't think it's a bad fight. I think it's way too short, and you can skip way too much shit, and the boss has like virtually no HP.
11 was really fun to prog, but it was like not fun to farm.
Yeah, I really didn't like A10.
I loved A10.
Like-
Man, that's my favorite.
I guess it's because I speed killed it, and there's a lot of variables in A10 because
Oh yeah.
you get 4 minutes in, it does the fucking blighted instead of single charge. Wipe it.
Fucking wipe it.
It decides to sit on his dick for like 10 minutes out of steamroller phase. Wipe it.
Yeah. A10 was interesting. I mean, that was they didn't experiment as hard as they did with the second turns and the other 2 tiers. But I thought it was interesting to have that whole hallway fight instead of a square,
Yeah,
which
I
is what
did
everybody
like
wanted, right?
I did like the rectangle kind of platform. It was really interesting.
I love
hope
this-
they do
yeah.
stuff like
Yeah, I thought the arena was pretty cool, man. I'm gonna be so fucking glad that we are goblin free in Stormblood. Jesus fucking Christ! I can't wait to get out of Goblin Land. Jesus, man.
Watch, that's gonna be like
Oh,
the plot twist.
God.
In the third tier, it's gonna be like the goblins were behind everything.
Well, it's another robot, dude. So I mean, like, what are we fighting?
I hope it's anything but a goblin. Like, Coil
Like a-
was awesome because it was like epic feeling, right? And it's like, for me personally, it's really hard to take goblins seriously. I think it's because I play Magic like a fucking nerd, and all the goblins in Magics are just fucking retarded. Like, they're just silly. Like, they're just really silly, and they're dumb, and there's a lot of them, and they're just.
They're
I just
silly
can't
and
take
dumb
a
in this
fucking
game,
goblin
too.
seriously. Yeah. So
They're silly in this game too. Yeah.
yeah, I would like my raid to be super serious, please. That's. I think I'm just like a pretentious raid.
No, I mean, like,
Dumbass,
you
I
don't
don't
feel
know.
attached to the. Like, I know you don't watch a lot of cutscenes and pay a lot of attention to the story, right? But you see things, right? You see how these characters act, and every once in a while you'll see the stuff. And when you don't, I don't know, care as much because it looks like it's more of a joke than anything else, then you lose interest. It doesn't look awesome. It doesn't look that cool or great. Granted, like AA8 definitely looked really cool. Alexander I thought looked good, but like this, all the little pieces behind it didn't look cool.
One of the things I don't like about Alexander as a whole is the color design of it. It's just really bland, in my opinion, compared to Coil at least. Like, Coil had like beautiful arenas and everything, and then you get to like T9, for example, like the fucking arena
Oh
changes
fuck,
to like
dude.
and then you get A8, which A8's cool, but like I really dislike the look of like the arena.
It's because it's inside. Like,
Yeah.
Coil had this epic feel because it was outside, and like you had like in T9 he did Mega Flare or whatever, and then the big Heavens key fell down, and then that guy in the background, that thing, and like, holy shit, like Heavens Fall and shit, and like after the guy sings, the girl singing, and it's like knocking you back and shit, dude. Whew. It's like, you don't know what to do. You're just seeing shit you gotta dodge. You're being knocked back. The keys flashing, the voices are fucking, there's opera shit. You just blown away, man. Yeah, dude. You're just like blown away. But
It's
like inside, Yeah, I don't know. Just goblins and fucking robots, dude. Just, yeah, man.
Yeah, just A12 had a really beautiful arena though.
Yeah.
It-
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
awesome. That was awesome. Yeah, that was really awesome.
So, creator in general. What are your general thoughts? I thought really fun. Little unpolished in some parts, like the stupid push timings in 11. I thought it was a bit too easy.
I think it was perfect for the community in general. I think it kind of preps people for Stormblood. I want to say, as long as Stormblood, doesn't cuck people like A3 did. But I think it was a good raid tier for most of the community in general.
Yeah, it was a good way to get people back into raiding and kind of see that they can do it. Hey guys, we can do this. Definitely for my group, it was encouraging to be able to beat that before the next patch came out. But I mean, like that whole tier was, it was sad that they kind of scaled it back as much as they did, but they kind of made a mistake. Well, not really a mistake. It was something they should have done a long time ago, which is a cooldown reset, right? But they had an easy tier with a cooldown reset.
Yeah, that was
So it
pretty
seemed
crazy.
Way too easy. And so
Like, yeah, I thought creator was really awesome for the community. Yeah, I thought creator was awesome for the community, but shitty for the top tier players. I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I think if they were to just add, so like let's say we could redo creator, and they put in creator, and then when they came out with whatever what is that, the sad town, Weeping City. When they came out with Weeping City, if they came out with Super Savage, Ultima whatever mode, so then that way like all the people that had already killed the raid tier on the first couple weeks, it was done and over with, and then they could work on like the extra shit, the Super Savage version. I think that would have been awesome.
no,
So it's
a
just
good
another
idea.
problem that could be solved with a third raid tier.
Yeah. So I think that it was like the game needs creators difficulty is what I'm trying to say. It needs it because like man, PF is fucking, it's just explosive, man. You can do anything you want at any time and it's awesome. It's just it's an embarrassment of riches, and like and that's really good. But for the really like top tier players, if they're still playing, they're kind of forced to like just repeat that over and over and over again, when they could be doing like a harder version, I guess, and probably remain subbed to the game.
Yeah, I mean, like the thing is, not everybody. Both you and Bach are very actual rare players. You guys create challenges. Not a lot of people do that.
Yo, homie, what the hell?
Okay, Momo, I guess you do too. All right,
No,
all right.
man.
Sorry, dude. You guys create challenges, and a lot of people, they don't want to have to go through the work of putting extra work in to have fun. They want to go through what's laid out in front of them and feel like it's a fun thing. But you guys will go out and say, hey, man, I'll 8-man this 4 paladin, 4 warrior, right? Who else does that? You guys are the only people that do that. So you guys could be, it's really interesting because you guys could be entertained pretty much with what they have the game as right now. But if they release a third tier, you guys would have so much more content.
that'd be
Enormous
so
amounts
fun.
of content.
Yeah.
You guys might not be able to do all the content you could create.
I play this game a ridiculous amount of time.
I don't know, man.
See,
But-
even if they had a third raid tier, I'd still want to do that stupid shit because the 8 tank stuff is like that's awesome.
It is so much
That
fun,
is
dude.
awesome to do because you think about things so differently. You use your abilities so differently. You strategize so differently. It's just like just
Going
the
to a
feel
fight
of it.
not
Yeah.
knowing whether there's a chance that this might not even be possible. I think that's kind of exhilarating.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, man. It's like just the fact that, yeah, dude. It's just that you don't even know if you can do it. But then when it works out, you're just like, holy fuck, this is possible. Oh my god. It's just I don't know. It's just unless you do it, I guess.
Have you guys done 8 healer?
I don't
It's
think
not
it's
possible.
definitely not
It's not possible.
Just get
Yeah.
hit too hard.
Yeah.
All right. You want to move
Yeah.
on? Topic
Yeah,
one?
yeah. So Okay, so
This is the biggest topic, so
yeah.
the other ones are smaller.
So SE's design choices, classes encounters, itemization, art directions. What did you guys like? What didn't you like? Do you want to
No, I mean like the
touch?
next.
Yeah, do you want to touch
well,
on
the
that, or
next
do you just
point.
want to go to the next topic?
I think
Yeah,
we kind of touched on it.
Okay.
We were
Pretty much
talking
touched
about
on
the
everything.
atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right. So this one is. All right. Hold on. Let me copy paste this.
Real quick though, what about them balance changes? What you guys think about that?
Oh man, it was even stupider than I thought it would be. I said right off the bat, I'm like, okay, this is really dumb. And then it became even dumber than I originally thought.
And people were so butthurt about a 50-second macro. LOL! How that came to bite you back in the ass. Like, holy shit. Fucking waiting like 3 minutes now. Waiting 3 minutes just to do the fucking 25 or the 50 or whatever, you know? That shit's funny. Okay, so this is the second topic. Evolution of the raiding community. In what ways did the raid scene change and evolve throughout Heavensward? FF logs wasn't anything before, but was introduced early. In what ways did it affect raiding? Positive, negative? And then cross-realm interactions, raid finder, cross-server party finder. How did this affect the network between the raiding community of all servers? So, like, we could just start at the first one. Like, how did the raid scene evolve? How do you think so, Bach?
Well, we touched on it before, but I think for the most part, like the skill level of everyone of the raid community in general has like increased dramatically this tier. Sorry, not this tier, this expansion. Especially those who have gone through A3, because like Momo mentioned, you know, it's made you so much better of a player, right? And it's kind of like opened up a lot of doors for a lot of people. It's closed a lot of doors for a lot of people too, but
That got real dark real fast. Holy moly.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, dude. But I mean, like, I feel like it split the community in two almost.
yeah, I possibly.
I agree. I agree with that. 100% did split the community.
I mean, there's raiders and then there's non-raiders.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I think some of the really good things about the way that the like raid scene has evolved actually they cause some issues. So like for example, at the beginning of Gordias, right? Like no one really cared about optimal comp. Like not, I mean, it was there obviously, but like it's not what it is now. You know what I mean? Like now, like monks, like white mages, paladins, they just get shit on, like just shit on. Like, you know, it's like those memes, right? Where the bullies are beating up that kid, you know? It's just the fucking monk sign is over the kid's face, you know? That's how it is. That's how it is now. And it feels bad, you know? It feels bad, man. And sometimes like the top tier like mentalities, they trickle down to the mid core and the shit core, and like they wait, what? Oh yeah, the bad or the lesser skilled player. Sorry, hold on. All right, let me go back.
No,
All right,
there
so
is a shit core. There's
so-
like there's mid-core, casual, then shit core. Right?
all right, yeah. So but like those. All right. So like for example, right? Okay. So let's say you do a lot of tank swaps. Okay, so, because that is ideal. So if you're watching and if you have a main tank, main healer mentality, you're a fucking idiot and you're playing like shit. You are playing like shit. Please stop it. Please fucking stop. Because that mentality is god awful and you should not have it. You can ask any top tier player. They will say there is no main tank, there is no main healer. It is a group effort. You split the responsibilities equally. So that like and that goes along with like optimal comp. So like you take two ranged and you take Dragoon, Ninja, and when that trickles down to the mid core, a lot of them don't understand why, if that makes any sense. Like they just know that it's the best. but they don't know why. So why, like, so basically what I'm trying to say is that the advantages that you gain, that the top tier players gain from doing that, don't really affect a lot of mid-core or shit-core. They don't affect any shit-core groups because the whole fucking group is bad. So you could fucking give them 15%. Like, that's how you fix shit-core. You give them 50% echo. But like those mentalities, when they trickle down, the people that are using them don't actually know why they're good, if that makes any sense. Like, okay, well, we're supposed to do a tank swap here, but why? Like, I don't know. Let's just do it because we saw somebody else do it. You know, they don't really think about it, you know? And like, I think sometimes when, like, while that's good, I think sometimes those mentalities, they force players to do what they're not comfortable with. Because let's say in a mid-core group, the group, they want a ranged and machine, or they want two ranged, but one of the ranged is a black mage, and he is way fucking better at black mage, right? Like, he's way better. So let's say on a ranged, he doesn't know the optimal, like, hypercharge timings. He doesn't know the optimal foe timings. He doesn't know, like, he doesn't even know how to play the range that well. So while, yes, it would be better in an optimal setting, it's actually hindering them, if that makes any sense, because the person doesn't even know what the fuck he's doing. He's just being told that this is the best way to do it, but he doesn't know why and he doesn't know how. So I think that, like, sometimes those like that mindset will like trickle down, and it will have a negative impact sometimes. I think that was a really long explanation just to say that sometimes the stuff you do at high tier, when it trickles down, it doesn't really work out for mid tier. Like tank swaps, for example, right? Because the point of tank swaps is to get in more healer GCDs. But if during a tank swap, if the healer's just fucking standing there, then what is the point of us? Then what's the point? You know what I mean?
You may as well have not even done it.
Yeah, like if your healer's doing 0 damage, then a tank swap isn't going to make them do 10 damage. You know what I mean? They're still going to do 0 damage. They're not even going to notice like the extra CDs and stuff.
Was completely gone to waste, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like the extra cooldowns and the less damage. So let's say that they do 2 heals after a tank buster, but they only need 1 because of the tank swap. But they're just like, well, I always do 2 here. I always do 2 here. Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter.
Clear, like if you're just going for the clear, why are you playing like someone who's trying to go for a speed kill, right?
I think unless you understand your raid comp and your strategy, then I don't think that comp will matter.
Right.
Because if you're not taking advantage of those, so if you're not taking advantage of the tools that the top tier shit brings, then what's the point, kind of? I mean, this doesn't happen in every group, but you know, like me and you, we pug a lot. Like I don't think anybody. Very few people pug as much as we do. You know what I mean? Like very few people. And that's just one of the things I've noticed, is that sometimes we'll go into a group and they'll want like an optimal comp, and they'll do like a tank swap, which is fine. But then you see like a healer doing 0 damage. You see a bard not using wardens. You see a machinist not even using fucking hypercharge. You see the tanks doing more damage than the fucking some of the DPS. And then you just think to yourself, okay, well, what if these people were actually playing the jobs that they were good at, as opposed to what the meta, like what's best for the meta? Like, I think it would actually be better, I guess is what I'm trying to say. This isn't applicable in every group, but I'm just saying sometimes when it happens, it's kind of unfortunate because people are doing strategies that they don't understand, or they're having certain comps that they don't understand either.
It's kind of funny how these strategies kind of trickle down as well. Like, just a quick question for you guys. Zervan X, I guess you guys have done that quite a few times by now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, when you guys tank Zervan after the fall at the very beginning, do you face him south or do you face him north?
South every time. Every time. And every time... I
don't know why people face him north.
And every time...
So thing I want to...
He fucking cleaves someone, like... Yo, when I do Zervan, that's PvP. Because I face him south, and he cleaves people. For some reason, after, I don't know, 10 seconds and the boss doesn't spin, I guess people don't think to myself, hey, the fucking boss isn't going to spin. Maybe I should get behind him.
You know, okay, in a pug, I will face it north because that's what people expect. And if you face it south, then you do something you do something that people don't really expect, and then everything goes haywire, and like people don't know how to respond, and then everyone dies, and then they blame you. I would rather just not get into that conversation, with a bunch of retards, over which direction Zervan needs to be faced. Especially when the melee themselves, the whole reason you're not spinning it is it's for the melee. But if they're the ones complaining, it's like, all right, fine, I'm going to face it north.
No, I mean, I ran into that. Like, I haven't.
There's
raided in a while.
no reason to face it north.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Because when I first learned to fight, I was like, I face it south because the melee can get all their positionals off properly. And I was like, all right, that's what we're going to do. Hey, we had to pug a black mage in here. So we brought the black mage in there. And I said, hey, I'm going to face him south. Just to let you know. Or face him towards A. I put like a marker down. I made it like super obvious there. We fell down. We cleared it perfectly fine. The guy got hit by a cleave because he didn't get on the right spot of it. And he basically, at the end, he was like, hey, why'd you not face him north? And I'm like, well, I'd face him south because it's more optimal. It's like, well, yeah, everyone faces him north and Pug Party Finder. I'm like, well, all right, well, I'm facing him south. And then he got really mad and he left the group. I mean, we cleared the fucking fight. I know that I do know this is going off topic, but it just reminded me of that when you said that, Zeno. Sorry, dude.
Oh, no, I always face him south. I don't really care if the group doesn't like it or if the group kicks me out. I don't really give a fuck. But the same thing for like 812 too. I don't like spinning the boss either. If I see, like, it's kind of weird because my mentality going into a group is based on what job I go in. If I go on as a healer, I don't fucking care if they face it south. I don't care if they face it north. If I go in as a DPS, I would prefer them to face it south, but I'm going to expect them to face it north, so I'm going to prepare. But if I am on a tank, I'm going to give, like, if I'm on a tank, I'm going to do shit right. So basically, like, I'm going to do shit the right way, like, and I don't really care. So and sometimes, like, that's not always the best mentality to have either. Like, I will admit that, because sometimes the group is just used to it facing north, and it actually causes more issues. But I'm not going to enable that. So that's like the one downside, I guess, of me like helping a group, is that I'm very, very stubborn and set in my ways, because I will not cater to dumb mentalities, I guess. I used to do that back in like Final Coil and stuff like that, but I quit doing that a long time ago. And it's just kind of like, I don't know why it's this like personal quest for me to not cater to that kind of stuff, but it is for some reason. And it just really depends on what type, on what job that I enter the fight on. Because if I'm on tank, then I'm going to tank it how it should be tanked. I'm not going to tank it in, I'm not going to tank it a stupid way. Which actually, facing the boss north and facing the boss south has opened my eyes for future videos, because I am never going to put out a video where the boss is facing the wrong direction ever again. Because in my 812 video, the boss is facing north. So every single fucking party faces we didn't face the boss north. We faced the boss north so we could learn how to do temporal stasis. That's why we faced the boss north. We quickly changed our strategy to face the boss south. But the footage in my video was footage from the very first week, because my group killed it on the first week. We killed it I think it was either Saturday or Sunday. We killed it over the weekend, and that was very, very early footage. And I have learned that I'm not going to ever put footage on the boss's positioning not the right way again. That is one thing I have learned from this raid tier. But anyway, yeah. So me personally, I always fucking face that shit south.
I gotcha. Well, I mean, like, does that in the end means the evolution of kind of the player base? Has it really changed that much? Because this is the same kind of shit I dealt with back in A Realm Reborn, I think, right?
Well, I think in that, aspect is still the same. It's just for some reason people like to face bosses north. I don't know why. I mean,
Okay.
it's a fucking circle arena. What does it matter? It's a fucking circle arena. Everything is right. Like, what does it matter? I mean, it would be different if there was like a pillar or something, or some type of environment, like environmental like hazard or something, or like a
towers and all.
yeah, or something like that. It's like, but that's not the case. That's not the case at all.
But in general, like when it comes to strategy, when it comes to optimization, stuff like that, I find that in general, people nowadays are way more DPS focused than they were prior to Heavensward.
Oh, definitely.
I think, and we talked about A3 being a big reason for that, is because it was a necessity. But I think another huge part of that is FF logs. That's something that didn't exist prior to Heavensward. That kind of came out with Heavensward, and I think it's really changed the way people approach a lot of things. Like FF logs. Like how do you guys use FF logs? Like how does FF logs benefit you as a raider? Would you say?
It makes comparing yourself to. So I think it's really a good information tool in general for comparing your rotation and strategies to like other groups, as well as your own rotations to other players' timelines. So you can kind of like see what they do, and then if like it looks like it might be better to than what you're doing, then you can also like try to incorporate it into your rotation.
So you're just getting ideas from like other players that you respect, kind of thing.
Well, I mean, honestly, the way that I look at it, I try to. This again, I'm playing this without being super detailed about a lot of things I'm doing when I'm raiding. Since I'm, the casual, I guess, representative here. But like when I look at that, I see where I am compared to everyone else. But I understand that the top handful of players are there because they're catered to. So I kind of get a baseline. And I think how many people are being catered to versus how many people aren't being catered to. Then I can look at the rest of my group. I can say, where does my group stand within these fights? Who is underperforming and who can I boost the damage on? Because I can compare what this person's damage is. Like if they're below 50%, I could probably boost their damage by trying to find out what they're doing. And so it helps me get fights cleared a little bit quicker because I can figure out who needs to have the improvement.
I think there's more reasons to use FF logs for non-damage purposes than damage purposes, in all honesty. Because, yes, FF logs is for damage, but there's so many other things you can find out, right? You can find out, like, how much something hits you for. You can find out, if I use this cooldown here, will it be up on the next buster? You can, basically your timeline is, there's so many different things.
Built on.
Yeah.
You can, and it organizes it so clearly for you, too, right?
Yeah. It's just crazy how much information is there that people don't care about, I guess, because most people, they just care about the damage number, which, I mean, yes, that I guess is its main purpose, but I mean, I don't really think so. I think it's just as useful. It's like you can use it just as much, if not more, for other things too. Like figuring out your timeline, figuring out your cooldowns, figuring out your GCDs, figuring out. And when I say GCDs, yes, the GCDs are damage, but not necessarily, because when you GCD map, you may be trying to line up something with another. Like you may be trying to get in an extra fell cleave or get in an extra Gyre Skull or something like that. You know what I mean? Like not all the time, but it helps you map things out better, and not necessarily just to get the highest burst at a specific time, but the highest damage throughout the whole fight, which will make your cooldowns line up, which your buffs, they can line up with other people's buffs too. So there's just a lot more to it than just the raw damage number, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I use it a lot for CDs and incoming damage and just shit like that, man. I think it's really, really useful.
Yeah, it sucks because people like players use it. They abuse it in a way that it was not originally designed for. Like they do things that are better for them on like their standings on FF logs at the cost of their own group success.
Yeah, that's definitely a
Being
negative.
obsessed by being obsessed by the superficial numbers that appear on the leaderboard rather than the overall group DPS, and it's just
I mean,
it's kind of
Like it's better for the
It
team
is.
if you save your if you don't save your if you Dragonfire dive in your opener rather than save it for the ads phase kind of thing, right?
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
like
and
a lot of people look at they just look at the number. They don't look at actual like the clear times,
Yeah.
or they don't look at like stuff like that. Like the actual stuff that matters. Like sure, sure you did 100 percentile, great, but the rest of the party is fucking gray, You fucking idiot. Like, what are you doing? You fucking idiot. Like, you have 100th percentile and then the next highest guy is like 12. Like, really?
Sick only balance
Yeah.
on you, bro. Sick.
Fucking
63%
sick.
balance. Wait, only on you though? Man, those people piss me
there's
off.
people out there like that. But I mean, like, if you're coming from an atmosphere where you don't study the stuff, you don't put a lot of time into it, and that's most of the population, right? And if you're just trying to get into rating and you're just messing around and you're trying to find out kind of where you are, and you look at that and you're like, man, I'm at 5%. It encourages you to try to do a little bit more, right?
Yeah, it's a good way for players to kind of gauge how well they're doing. And as Zeno said, like there's a lot of non-damage stuff, like kind of seeing where certain phases occur. It's like, okay, these two tank busters are 90 seconds apart, so I could, if I use raw for this, I'll have it back up for that one. That kind of thing, right? Like we never had that before Heavensward, and I feel like it's completely changed the way that we approach raids. Like this, just the information that's available to us. But like as far as the negative things that come from flogs, like Momo said, some people do some pretty irresponsible shit to try to boost their numbers. Like it goes even beyond that. I've seen people like in my opinion purposely wipe the raid because they died, or maybe they fucked up their opener, so they're just like, oh, looks like we're wiping, and they won't even try to recover. They'll just release or they just purposely stop healing just so they can have another shot at beating their personal best, right? So there's some bullshit that comes out of FF logs, and yeah. Oh, another thing I want to bring up about FF logs is it's also changed the way people have approached recruiting, because now your performance is kind of posted publicly, or you can post it publicly. So it's kind of become like your resume, where it's kind of like, hey, I want to join your group. Here are my flogs, so you can see what kind of level I perform at, right? And kind of like my tendencies. And as you can see here, I do this and I do that, and blah blah blah. And you can look at someone's flogs, and you can not just their DPS number, but you can tell a lot about what kind of player they are, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So
Yeah,
that's a
because some
huge
people's
benefit.
flogs will be really good, but then you'll look and then like their highest, like their highest will be way higher than their average because on one parse they got catered to, and so that really says something about like, okay, well you're actually very mediocre, but you had one good one, like I think I'm gonna go with the mediocre ones though. Like I think I'm gonna believe those.
I always look at the median percentile
Yep.
over the
Yeah,
top percentile. Like it's like, even though median's not always a 100% correct way of looking at something, especially if they do pugs a lot, it still kind of gives an idea. Like you can tell if they do pugs a lot, but you can also go through the logs and see this guy has like a few orange numbers, but he's consistently purple, and he has some blue and gray and green. You get a better idea.
Yeah, because if
Versus
you look
just
at
looking
those, if you look at those parses and you see like, okay, there's a white mage, a paladin, everyone died twice at least. I mean, of course his fucking parse is gonna be shit, because he pugged it. So it's like there's a reason, and then when you look at his average shit, you're like, okay, well, he's at least 90th, he's pretty good,
Right.
and yeah.
But
So
at the end of the day, FF Logs has given us a reliable way to evaluate a player without having played with that player. I realize that kind of sounds bad, but like it sounds like you can't really get the full measure of a player without actually playing with them. But with FF logs, you get some idea, and also you get some idiot spouting shit on the internet saying that, oh, my opener is better than yours. Well, now you can back it up and say, okay, well, here's my FF logs. As you can see here, I'm in the 99th percentile and you're in the 50th percentile. So your opener, whose opener do you want to listen to, guys? Right? This is him, this is me. So you can use it to kind of validate what you know, and it's like some guy's spouting shit on the internet, and you look him up in FF logs, like, okay, he's really good, so maybe he knows what he's talking about, or maybe he's not that good, so he doesn't know what he's talking about.
One thing I kind of miss is when FF log didn't exist, like the only information you could really pull was from someone's POVs. And I still 100% wholeheartedly agree that POVs show a lot more than the logs sometimes.
Oh, totally.
At least not like I mean, obviously not the log, but like from a player's perspective, when you're looking at something, I think it's because you can see how they move and how they handle mechanics and how like they well, not anymore because auto attacks can hit from behind for haha XD.
Yeah.
But back then, like you missed an auto attack, that's DPS loss. Even though it's only one, it's 800 DPS maybe, and I kind of miss that. It's still prevalent. Like I still upload all my POVs and stuff, but a lot of people kind of stopped doing it. And I used to watch a lot back in FCOB.
Do you guys have anything else to say about flogs?
Flog specifically? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that it's been amazing as a raid leader to be able to have that. It's like step one, though, because like I've had a couple of players, that really cool, really good parses and everything else. As soon as I get them into my party and I listen to them talk for like 10 minutes, they're out. So why don't we get like a personality board too, man? Like or something. I get tired of some assholes coming into my group and trying out, and it's just weird and awkward. But
like the self-entitled kind of thing.
Self-entitled and just like people who, like again, I run a group with a paladin, right, and a monk. So and there's no ninja. People get pissed off about that.
Well, like, that's what I'm talking about. The top tier shit like trickling down. I mean, like this raid tier can be cleared with anything. I mean, it obviously can be cleared with anything. So sometimes, yeah.
I just felt like it's always that first step. It helps me out because I can figure out at least they're okay with damage, right? They'll provide something to the raid. Now I got to figure out if these guys are actually, halfway decent when they get in the raid. You still have to go through that trial period, but it has made the selection process a little bit easier. And that's all I got on that.
I have a man. Well, okay, we're gonna talk about it later. Never mind. I think I'm gonna forget, but I'm gonna try to remember. I'm sorry. Anyway, go ahead. What were we gonna say?
Do you feel that also? Maybe it's just like based on my like anecdotal experiences, but do you feel like the raid community is closer than it was before? Like more people kind of like familiar with each other, they know each other.
I'm from a very distorted position to really comment on that because my position, I constantly talk with people in the raid community, like
for your show.
Yeah. So I'm heavily involved in it, and so I feel like it kind of has. There's been a lot of factors that kind of brought it together, but for me, like, I feel like I'm a billion times closer than I was back in A Realm Reborn.
Yeah.
But that's from so many other different things.
In general, I feel like I don't know, maybe the emergence of Discord and also just like I think like a lot of the top tier players, like the raiders, kind of know each other or know of each other a lot more than they did before. So I don't know, just kind of personal observation.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, especially with cross server party finder and stuff.
do you guys feel like FF Logs was more positive or more negative in the community?
Oof, way more positive.
Positive,
Yeah,
100%.
way more
Like
positive.
like 100 times.
The only people that don't like flogs suck at the game anyway, so who gives a fuck what they think? Like those, no, I mean, seriously, like the only people that are fucking bitching and baby raging about flogs, oh, it's bad for the game. Yeah, well, you're fucking, you're AIDS at the game, so you don't really have an opinion, you know. So like, I mean, it's definitely positive. At least that's my opinion. Anyway.
It's good in like, not just like, it's positive on like so many different like dimensions, you know, so many different layers of good. You know, it helps people recruit, it helps people get better, helps people evaluate each other or themselves. It helps you map out a fight, your cooldowns, and it helps you optimize, and it's just good all around. The only bad thing is when people do shitty things to try to, you know, fluff their numbers, like intentionally wipe their raid on a bad run, and you know.
So like the intentionally
and stuff like that.
wiping your rate thing, that's instant like get out of group, go fuck yourself kind of thing. If
Oh, I've
everyone's
seen
like,
the
oh,
I
raid
yeah,
have
leader do
never,
that.
I have
I've seen the
never
raid leader do
experienced that. Like I have never experienced that, but I know people that have, and if I would have been in that fucking group, I would have exploded. Like holy,
They don't know.
fuck.
They didn't know. He just, like, I don't know. Some people just release. They're just dead. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I hit the release button.
I mean, that stuff starts to become obvious. But here's the thing, like, I don't think it's a bad thing that people fluff their numbers. I think that's fine because it gives someone something to do, right? You have a group of 8 people and they're like, man, what the hell do I do? We just beat Creator in 2 days. Why don't we try to get a high parse for so-and-so then? I'll get a high parse for me. And they just do it because it's
that's cool. I think that's fine. That's fine. But what I mean is like when they do it without the rest of the group knowing, you know, they're just doing it irresponsibly. Yeah. That's kind of bullshit. But yeah, besides that, I mean, FF Logs is like,
I feel like if you're gonna fluff your numbers, you could be doing something more proactive, like, you know, maybe optimizing more, or, you know, doing like older content, like a lower eye level or something, rather than just fluffing your numbers. Not that it matters.
And whatever
anymore,
floats
but
their boat, dude. If it gets them playing the game, I don't know, it's not that bad. If it makes them happy, dude. Doesn't make me happy when they wipe my raid, though.
I mean, I would fucking kick them. Yeah, I would not play with them. I would be either like, you cut that shit out and get the fuck out of my group.
Yeah, I've never been in a party that's done that, but if I have, I would fucking oh my god.
Last thing about Heavensward and like kind of how it's affected the community is I think the cross realm party finder has been amazing.
Oh yeah,
My God.
Yeah,
even
cross
before that,
party
like
is
you can
awesome.
play with, you can make friends with people on other servers and play with them.
Well, some people have statics that are cross server.
Yeah.
Like
yeah. Like
my my other character is my speed group, you know, with Dom and Ari and Miuri and all them. We were cross server. Like some of us were on Sarg, some of us were on Guild. I think we're all going to be on Guild though, come 4.0, just for crafting purposes. But my point is that, I mean, you know, even like cross server party finders is just so amazing because that way, I mean, you know, that way you don't have to worry about having a X for all your Guild and all this bullshit. You can just do the cross server shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the best things coming from crossover PF is not having to be on Gilgamesh to raid, or at least raid hardcore. Because I know a lot of people would transfer to Gilgamesh just to, you know, be on an active server, but, you know, now you don't really have to do that. Yeah, it's
now you just have to be
really
an
healthy
ether
for smaller servers.
Be on Aether, yeah.
You just be on Aether.
If you're not on Aether, you're fucking losing out, man. You're fucking losing out. All you nerds on Primal and fucking, what is that other fucking server?
Chaos?
Bahamut
So
or whatever.
good.
I don't see. I don't even
JP.
fucking know because they're not important. If you ain't on Aether, shit.
I don't think there are 8 people on Primal that I would want to speed go with.
Fuck! Holy shit!
know,
If you're not on Aether, what are you doing with your life? Jesus Christ!
All right. Anyway. All right. Next topic.
Okay, yeah, all right. So, okay, so this is yo, let me copy paste real quick.
Okay.
The chat.
All right. Looking ahead to Stormblood. Yeah, dog. What would you most like to see in Stormblood? What would you add, remove, change? What are you most excited about? What are you most worried about? Any Stormblood predictions and the team comp meta. So, what would you most like to see in Stormblood, Frosty?
Oh, you know exactly what I'm
I
looking
mean,
for.
yo,
man.
you know what? I think I do. And you know what? I think. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this picture right quick.
Get the picture, dude. Get the picture.
Oh,
I'm gonna get the picture.
God.
Hold up. Let me see.
Oh my
Let me see if I
God.
still got it. I think I still got the picture.
I want to see Paladin come back swinging hard and beating people up with shields. It just would be great, man, if they could come back and they're like, man, I am a tank. People want me in the group because I am a good tank. That it's only job of a shield, and it's the weakest tank is kind of silly, depending on the fight, I guess. But so the whole bringing in like magic reduction as a kind of patch, I guess, to make Paladin not so bad is a little weird to me. Giving them AoE is going to be great. You know, you saw that almost totally, right?
I mean, I saw a casted ability that I hope can't be interrupted. I saw that. By the way, I actually don't have the picture right now.
Shit.
I'm sorry.
okay.
So instead, I'm just gonna link this Ivan Ooze picture about bitches loving ooze.
Okay, I got you, dude.
I'm
But
just
yeah,
gonna
no,
link that instead.
Honestly, I want to just see. I don't want there to be such a disconnect between what tanks you can bring in there. I just want to see tanks go into a fight, and this goes the same with healers and everything else. I know there's always going to be one good, really good meta, right? That's always going to blow the other one out of the water, and you can only do so much when you have multiple different classes and only 2 spots to fill. But when you're doing this stuff, it would be nice to see like, hey, we have a mix. We have a Dark Knight and a Paladin, and the group not disband. That's what I want to see, man.
Yeah. I really want to see like other classes bringing resistance debuff skills. For example, like Red Mage bringing Disembowel, or Monk bringing something besides blunt resistance. That way you can bring different classes without having to like forfeit DPS from others and PFs and whatnot. In general, like you're not as restricted as you would be like right now. Because right now, you know, Disembowel, you have to have a fucking Dragoon. Storm's Eye, you have to have a fucking warrior.
I mean, you don't have to have a
I mean,
warrior.
you don't have,
Kappa.
yeah, you don't have to, but, you know.
Dude,
If you're not, what the
You
fuck
also
you
don't have to fucking get in your vehicle and drive off a cliff either. You know, so.
Yeah. I found it, by the way.
Oh, did you? Link it.
Yeah. And there it is, dude.
What the fuck? Okay. I don't know where I put it. I'm saving it though.
Paladin.
So-
oh my God.
So real quick. Oh shit! Did I pull this up on the? Oh, okay, no, I didn't. All right, so real quick, if you let me pull this up on the Strum here. All right, so real quick, I want to just look at this picture for a second, and if you notice, there's two main tanks here, and there's 2 gravestones,
gosh.
and these gravestones have a warrior job symbol and a Dark Knight job symbol. That's because, well, Paladin's coming back, boys, and if you look at the bottom, yo, that's 8 Paladins, new fucking meta, 8 fucking Paladins. That's what's up.
Picture was perfect, man. 8 Paladin group, dude. Bach, man. What are you looking forward to, dude?
What am I looking forward to?
What are you hoping for?
Well, I really like raiding, and I'm actually most looking forward to seeing new raid mechanics. I want to see what kind of shit they throw at us. I was pretty impressed with Creator. Pretty impressed with Midas, and yeah, I don't know. I just want to see what kind of shit they can come up with.
I'm looking forward to putting Xanther in a bus, strapping him to the seat, and putting a rock on the foot pedal, and then taking that samurai drop stone away from him.
Oh wow. Yeah, you guys could figure it out. Which
Oh
one of you guys
my.
goes samurai? I'm looking forward to that too. Since you guys were touching up on team comp, I feel like the problem will get worse, not better, because they're adding more jobs. They're not adding more party slots. So right now there are the 13 jobs. How many jobs are there?
There's 13, and so it's going to be
there's,
15.
There's 13 jobs, so five jobs are not meta, and that's the 2 casters. That's paladin, monk, and white mage. Those are the kind of on the outside looking in. Well, now there's going to be 8 jobs on the outside looking in. No, wait, 7. They're adding 2 jobs. Okay, 7. So 8 jobs that are meta, 7 jobs that aren't meta. So I think the problem's going to get worse. Like, if you think about it, are the jobs really that imbalanced right now? And the jobs are actually more balanced now than they ever were.
I think monk is like it's in a good spot, but the community makes it not in a good spot. Like it's,
Yeah.
I mean, it needs to be buffed a little more to do a lot more like single damage, but like it's that kind of class, and I think it's in a good spot. Like it doesn't bring any utility, but it does a shit ton of damage. But the community doesn't like that, so the community makes it seem worse than it is.
I mean, would you guys enjoy that if they made a balance that, hey, well, instead of having really good synergy, you can have these really big, heavy hitters, right? And then that makes up for the synergy loss. I mean, and then you'd have like one person doing a lot of damage, right? And then the other person doing like 300 less damage than that person.
I honestly,
or however much the difference is.
If I was a tank, and I don't know if Zeno can touch on this, but you know, fucking, you don't want a monk in your party when you're a tank because you know they have no enemy.
Nah, they're awful.
And yeah, and I feel like if they had an enemy drop, they would be more enjoyable to play with as a tank than right now.
Yeah,
and I
just
ran with
awful.
it. I was lucky I had a bad monk, so, you know, and he never
oh, fucking roasted. Oh my god. Feels bad, man.
He brought what I needed, was the magic damage down, dude. And,
holy moly.
You know, you guys, I actually had a pretty crazy prediction for Stormblood, but I think that ship sailed now, so I don't think that prediction will come true anymore. But my prediction was that they were going to make full parties 10-man instead of 8-man. That was my prediction. And the reason I thought that is because they added 2 DPS jobs. Now, why would they do that, right? I mean, it makes no sense. I mean, there's 3 healing jobs, 3 tank jobs, and currently there are how many DPS jobs? 7? Well, now there's going to be 9, right? So it's like 3, 3, and 9 is proportionate to 2 tanks, 2 healers, and 6 DPS, right? And also, your team comp would have 2 strength users, 2 vit users, 2 int, 2 dex, right? And 2 mind, right? So that's what it would look like with the 10-man team comp. But I think if they're going to make that change, they would have told us about it by now, because they're not going to completely blindside us with that information on the patch notes. So every static in the game is looking for, you know, 2 extra members. But I think that ship's kind of sailed. But that's kind of what direction I thought they were going in.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's scary to think about this stuff too, because the other solution would be to homogenize jobs.
Yeah, you're right.
Honestly, I'd rather have a meta comp than homogenized jobs. Like, there's just it's just because like healers are already kind of getting that. Like the start of Heavensward, you know, Scholar became
totally.
They got some like white mage type heals. Like Indom's. I mean, don't get me wrong, I fucking love Indom. Like Indom's the strongest healing in the game. At least in my opinion, since it's off GCD and it's what, like 500, 400 cure potency. It's really strong. But like, I feel like Scholar should be like that shield like support class. rather than. I mean, and it still is, but it's. With
Can
the
also
emergency
fucking heal
tactics.
like it can heal like just as fucking good, dude. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Especially with the fairy, like they're already strong.
I feel like we're battling the chat right now.
Well, whenever someone says just a game, it's just a game. Oh, it's just a game. Well, then shut the fuck up. That's not a reason. Get the fuck out of here. Like, no, it's not a reason. I don't know. That's a people play games for different reasons. People watch sports for different reasons. It's just a game, you know. Like, no, shut up. Just shut up with that. Like, no, get the fuck out of here. No, just a game. Well, fucking get purged.
I'm with Momo. I think it's totally fine to have a meta. Like as long as there are fewer party slots than there are job choices, there's always going to be a meta, and there's no changing that. Like I said, the classes right now are more balanced than classes have ever been in this game, and there's still a meta, and people are overstating how important the meta is. Like, you know, they want that perfect team comp, right? But right now, every job, including Paladin, is viable, and that's, you know, you could never really say that before.
I mean, that's
Right.
true, but that's also because the content's easier, right?
Yeah, exactly. The content's easier, but I think the classes are more balanced, like, you know, relatively than they ever were.
Yeah, they. Yeah.
Because before, man, like Paladin sucked dick in like Gordias, and so did Astro, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I really want to see just the meta being a very, very small increase in damage. I want to see it to where like you can do different comps and there's like a 1% damage between the different comps that you're
So
choosing.
you want it to like
That would be interesting.
be made up with like a crit rate or something? Like how,
I don't know about.
I mean, I don't think like a
rates.
1% damage difference would be okay. I think that would be a little too. Yeah, man. I think that would be like a little. Like it wouldn't be different enough. But I do. One thing I can say though is I definitely agree that raid buffs are way too fucking strong in this game. Oh, my
yeah.
god, dude! Like so like you take like a top tier group, right? And you put them with a paladin, a white mage, a fucking monk, and I don't know, you know, the other optimal pieces, and then you swap that for the ninja to replace the monk, you know, the dark knight to replace the paladin, and the astro to replace the white mage. The damage gap from those comps is fucking insane. Like, it's insane how much damage you gain by having those jobs. You know what I mean? Like, the damage is just absurd. So like if you were to I mean, I don't know, like nerf the raid buffs or give them like other you know, like other jobs raid buffs to make them equal to that. Maybe that's the reason, but I just think the damage difference from an optimal comp to a non-optimal comp the gap is too big there. I think there needs to be. It doesn't need to be as big, I guess what I'm trying to say.
I think they should go in the opposite direction, actually. I think they should go take some of the jobs and give like focus more on defensive buffs.
The car behind you doesn't agree.
Oh, our hockey team just won, so.
Oh, okay.
It's just a game, Bach. Why are you excited about it? It's just a game.
But yeah, no, I think if they made like defensive shit, like kind of like you have the damage optimal team comp, and then you have the defense optimal team comp. I know that sounds really, you know, damage is sexy, defense not sexy, right? But still, I mean, some people like that play style of, you know, playing safe, going for the clear, you know. So I think that'd be cool, and it would have an opposite effect of like homogenizing this game. It's just like, oh, let's just give more buffs to everybody. So, you know, let's give Monk a full Requiem or whatever.
Yeah, that's the issue, is that you like homologize this shit too much, man, because that was one thing that I was thinking they were going to do in Stormblood is so let's say, okay, so you know how like, okay, so Dragoon has disembowel. Well, what if instead of disembowel, it was just does 10% more damage, just flat damage, but it wouldn't stack with like a dragon kick or eye, for example. So then that would mean you could actually do like Dark Knight Paladin, and because neither one of those have like an eye type of effect, if you brought a Dragoon or a Monk, it would put on the damage increase, if that makes any sense. That's one thing that I thought they might do. But I mean, I don't know if they're going to actually do it or not, but fucking okay, so real quick, since we're on this subject, you know what? This is for what's the word? I'll just wait. I'll wait. I'll
Okay.
fucking wait. I'll wait. I know I'm going to forget if I wait. I'm going to fucking write it down,
Yeah.
man. I'm going to take a
But
note.
I kind of.
Sorry, go ahead, Frosty.
No, I was just going to say, I kind of want to see if they would make it to where there's a magic offensive comp where it synergizes really good with magic, and then there's one that's physical, and it synergizes really well.
That was a thing back in S-Cob, or I want to say B-Cob? Wasn't that a thing back in B-Cob? Like the double, like, caster was pretty strong, I believe.
I mean, and they're introducing a magic caster and a physical job, right? So
Yeah.
why not make it happen?
Well, like Momo, you
what do you guys
mentioned
think
you mentioned that Red Mage might be able to put up like disembowel and stuff.
Yeah, like that's my prediction for the meta comp. Like, I'm thinking like Nin Dragoon or Nin Samurai Machinist Red Mage. If Red Mage gives disembowel at least, that would be probably the strongest comp. Because I imagine Red Mage would give some type of piercing skill, since they use a rapier. And I feel like I feel like Samurai is just gonna be like a monk, but with like a little more utility or something.
Like,
It's just the way they've been describing it.
yeah, I think what they're gonna do is I have completely given up on I've completely given up faith in SE to make Paladin the way that it should be, like the changes, because their version of like buffs are like their version of buffs are a 25 potency on Sword Oath. What? Huh? What? What the fuck was that supposed to do? Besides like make you like laugh at it and be disappointed afterwards, you know? And I don't think that they like, so I was talking about this yesterday, man. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but some people are thinking like Warrior's like way overpowered. Like, oh, fucking nerf Warrior, fucking nerf him. You know, it's like, fine, whatever. You know, Warrior is an amazing job, but they're not so good because of just the class itself. They're also awesome because of the meta. Because Dark Knight and Paladin doesn't have slashing. If a ninja puts up slashing, it's a damage loss. So therefore, you have to take a Warrior. You could easily, like, think of how crazy it was if ninjas didn't even have Aeolian Edge, if they just had Dancing Edge. You know what I mean? So you'd be spamming Dancing Edge all the time. You know, so then that way it would be a damage increase. It would mimic a Warrior. So what I think they're going to do is I think that to make Paladin Dark Knight viable, I think they're going to take off Savage Blade from the DPS combo, and they're going to make Samurai have slashing in their damage combo, so that way you can have a Dark Knight or a Paladin tank and not have to worry about threat, and then you have a Samurai to mimic Warrior and put up your slashing. That's how I think that they're going to do it. Like,
That's a really good idea.
I don't actually think that they're going to, like, all those changes and stuff that we made on your Mog Talk on the 100th episode. I don't think they're going to implement any of that shit, because I don't think they think about the meta.
Of course not.
Like, all they do is look at the classes. They don't actually think about the meta. And the meta is just as important, if not more important, than the actual class itself. Because whenever people say nerf Warrior, well, the same logic can be applied to nerf Ranged, or nerf Dragoon, or nerf Ninja, because Monk's getting shit on, or like nerf Astro. But we all know they don't want to nerf Astro. No, they buffed the strongest card. That's crazy town. So the same reason why people want Warrior to be nerfed can be applied to the other jobs as well. Like, oh, well, you need to nerf Astro because it shits on White Mage. Oh, well, you need to nerf, you know, Ninja and Dragoon because they shit on Monk. You know, you need to nerf Ranged because they shit on casters. You know, the same logic is there. It's mostly because of the meta. It's not because of the actual job itself. Like, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that Warrior isn't an awesome fucking class and extremely well designed. It is. But it's not in any way, shape, or form completely overpowered and like deserving like a nerf or something. Like, Dark Knight is amazing as well. It's just like amazing in like different, like, it's just like amazing in a different way. You know, there are things wrong with Dark Knight though. Like, I do think that it's really
dependent.
Yeah, it's really, it really, you really have to cater to it. I think that they could make it have a little more threat in their combos. Like, what if so Siphon Strike gives you mana, but what if Spinning Slash gave you mana? You know, so then that way you're like, you know, it wouldn't be as bad. Like, it wouldn't be as punishing to do a Power Slash, you know. That's just, I mean, I'm not saying that's what they should do. I'm just saying as an example, like, of, you know, like an idea, you know. But saying that, like, they don't think about why warriors, like, are good, like, because they don't think about the meta. So I don't think Square Enix knows about the meta because they don't play the game as much as like the top tier players do or whatever. Like, they don't play the game as much as most people do. So I think that when they're designing classes and shit like that, I think they're just looking at the class and not necessarily the meta. So I think in Stormblood what they're going to do, I don't think they're going to give paladins. I hope they give Paladin slashing, like I really do. Like, I mean, I shit on Paladin a lot, but that doesn't mean I don't like it. I have fucking main Paladin back in Binding Coil, so I don't even want. I main Paladin when you were in full Dark Light. You know how awful that was to play Paladin in full Dark Light. Do you know how awful that was?
Oh my Warrior, dude.
God,
Yeah,
you couldn't play Warrior. You know how awful the meta was with two Dark Light fucking Paladins. Jesus
and two bards.
Christ. And two
double
bards?
Paladin, double bard was like the best comp.
God. Yeah, but so it's not that I don't like Paladin. It's just they're just not as good as like Dark Knight or Warrior. And I think what they're going to do to fix it, they may give it like a damaging ability. They may Paladins like they may have more damaging abilities, but that doesn't matter. Like, it might not matter because if those damaging abilities still make it to where they're not as good as the other two, then it doesn't matter because those damage abilities are going to be useless, you know? So it's just like...
Well, like, the thing is, if people keep saying, oh, Paladin needs more AoE, that'd be great for dungeons and stuff, man, but what is that going to do for a raid?
You'd
like,
be surprised.
What... In Creator, which fight does AoE really help you out with?
A12? A9?
I don't think so. What if you kill those ads faster in A12? Do you do anything else in the fight? Faster?
Yeah. Your fucking pad parse is crazy high, and you feel great.
Okay, pad parsing, right? Come on. But clearing the fight.
It's the same thing as doing boss damage. A lot of people, at least, are like, because to make Alexander spawn faster, you have to kill ad phase faster, and one of the like biggest like time losses in A12 is ad phase. So killing A12 faster would mean killing the 8 ads and 4 ads faster than.
But you killing it faster doesn't even get you through. Well, during that first part with the ads, it doesn't get you through the mechanics faster, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, because it makes the next set spawn faster, which makes you killing those faster, which makes this time and might spawn faster. Because it's not a timed phase. It's a phase based on the death of the ads.
Right. Well, I mean, that's happening, right? But that AoE damage isn't going to help you when you get into the part that matters, the next part of the fight, right? Where you have to deal with puddles and all the other mechanics.
Not necessarily, like, because...
skip that one phase before you get into puddles, but that killing those ads faster is not going to help you get past those puddles.
Well, I disagree, and here's why. Because when you have... Okay, so, like, let's say you're grouping the 8 ads up, right? If I don't get like, okay, so basically I'll do a gravity, a swift cast gravity, I'll essential dignity the tank, and then I'll do another gravity. If I have to do a 4th gravity because the ads are taking so long, a tank is going to die because I'm not going to fucking heal him. Like, after that essential, I'm not healing anymore. So, like, if you have a tank that's doing 0 AoE damage and taking extra damage, basically what I'm trying to get at is that it does help you because you kill those ads faster to where you don't have to heal as much. And if you, like, pre-shield... Like, I've been in DPS or I've been in groups with DPS so bad. I have cast a spread Adlo, and the fucking shield fell off before almost holy. That's how awful the damage was. Like, so you cast the spread Adlo on the 8 ads, and then that's supposed to last. So you put up your 3 dots, you Bane, you spread Adlo. I have seen it to where that 30 seconds or whatever has actually fell off. Because those ads didn't fucking spawn enough. Or because the ads didn't spawn enough time. I mean, that's like a rare occurrence, obviously. But, I mean, that's my point, though, is that, like, a single healer GCD is worth it. Like, if you can get away with not healing even 1 extra time, it's worth it. And plus, it's just free damage. Like, it's just free damage. Plus, it's fun. Doing a ton of damage. But
that doesn't fix Paladin, though, I don't think.
Well, if they gave him an AoE, it would. Like, imagine if Flash had... like 100 potency.
I don't
It'd
think
be
it would
nice.
fix them 100%, but it would make them a lot more.
Yeah, it would make them a lot better, and it would make them a lot funner too. Because, I mean, you're right. There's not like an extremely high amount of AoE situations, but I mean, when there are, it does matter. Like I've been in groups in A9, for example, that they've taken so long to kill the ads that I have died as a healer. Like, I go, because I'm not gonna heal myself. I'm using gravity. Who the fuck heals themselves on those ads? You know what I mean? What? You know, who fucking does that? I'm not gonna heal myself on those ads, but I have literally died because the ads have hit me so much. They have taken so little damage from AoE. And
it's so weird hearing you talk about healer abilities, man. I don't know why.
My healer is not a meme anymore. It's kind of crazy. I'm not a meme anymore. I'm like upgraded to barely not a meme anymore.
I feel kind of bad because this became into like a paladin. Actually. Oh yeah. I feel bad because this turned into like a paladin discussion here again, and I apologize for that.
Oh no, I mean it's good. Like I think, I just think that that's how I think they're going to fix Paladin. I think that cast ability was an AoE cast, obviously. It looked like it anyway. And if that's their solution to AoE damage, I really hope it can be interrupted, all jokes aside. I really hope it can be interrupted. And if they're gonna change Paladin, and you know what? This goes the same thing for White Mage. This is the same thing for White Mage, the same thing for Monk. If they're going to make them better, like if they're going to buff them or whatever, their new abilities, I highly doubt that they're going to think about the meta. Like, unless you have to have a White Mage for a fight, you're probably still going to take an Astro just because it simply does more damage and it can mitigate more. It sure as fuck can mitigate more, and like Disable is fucking ridiculously awesome. And the bubble is amazing too. And White Mages don't have anything like that. And Essential Dignity is, oh my god, dude. I really like Astro, dude. I'm like fucking like fanboying over Astro. I mean the same rules apply for that too. So like if they don't think about the meta when they change that, then yeah. I think it's okay. I think it's gonna suffer the same fate, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, let me ask you this. Astro. Look how long did it take for them to get Astro right? A really long time. And it's still not really right because balance is kind of like out of whack, right?
Yeah.
I think it took a raid tier. Yeah, I think it took a raid tier. Right.
And then and there was like okay, so you had the three jobs, like, you know, when Heavensward first came out, you had Dark Knight, which is really good. Machinist was okay, and then Astro was complete garbage. So there's kind of like the full spectrum of, you know, how good the job is. So looking forward to Stormblood, like how will Red Mage and Samurai be? is it going to be like Astral that they're just going to have to continually fix because they didn't get it right the first time, or
or
do you think they've learned their lesson?
or it might be like Ninja, where they got it 2 right.
Yeah,
They got it 2 right.
Overpowered as fuck, right?
Oh, dude, it was crazy. It was crazy good at everything. Did just as much damage as a monk and fucking could put up slashing, had goad, had trick attack.
Yep.
Damn, man. Feels good.
I guess only time will tell, right? I mean, you can't really sit here and be like, oh, they're not going to get Samurai right, because we have no idea. I guess time will tell. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, but that's one of my predictions, man. I really think that slashing is going to be a part of Samurai's combo, and I think it's going to be a better sub than Ninja for a Dark Knight Paladin comp. And I think if they're, because they specifically said that they're doing something about Warrior off tank, which actually makes me think more about Paladin and Dark Knight than it does Warrior. And the reason why is because the Paladin and Dark Knight cannot off tank whatsoever. And I think that they're going to give Paladin and Dark Knight something to make them off tank better, or make it to where they don't want to tank as much, so that way you can bring both of them in the same group. And if you bring a Samurai, it ain't gonna be no thing, because a Samurai's gonna have slashing up anyway, because that's just what I think anyway. But
yeah, and imagine if Samurai had skills like power break and magic break and armor break and stuff. That'd be an interesting concept. I don't know if you guys know that, but some Final Fantasy games have Samurai as the I guess
Debuffing job.
Yeah, debuffing job, is where they either decrease the power of an attack, so you like dismantle, or what's the other machinist ability called? Well, I guess you can use virus too, like virus.
oh yeah, Ren Mind too. Yeah,
Ren Mind, yeah, like just like that, and then like, trick attack maybe, like just skills like that, like armor break. That'd be an interesting concept, I guess. I think that'd be pretty cool, and it would kind of tie in with Bach's defensive utility idea that he mentioned at the start. All right.
Okay.
Good talk.
That's good.
I'm most worried about the combat system though.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
I just don't want them to dumb it down too much. That's all. I just don't want them to make it too easy. But they've said though that they are thinking about the very skilled players, and they don't want to make the rotations boring. And I think that I mean, I'm hoping. Oh man, I'm hoping that they stick to their word. I think they will. But that's. I'm just worried that like it's gonna turn into like I don't know, like a 3 or 4 button rotation, and I hope that it doesn't do that.
I mean, aren't all classes like that though? And like at the very heart of it, like every class only has like what 4 to 6 buttons at the most, and then you're just weaving shit in between it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess I don't know. Like, I don't know, because like I'm thinking about like on Warrior and stuff, and I know like I use like a lot of eyes, but I have to like I have to know when I can use block, I guess. So that's like another like 2 extra buttons. So I guess, yeah. I mean, I guess it's like what, you know, like 4 or 5 or something, like your main shit. But yeah, I don't know. I just hope they don't dumb it down to like WoW or like Rift, where you have like a priority system. Priority systems are so stupid, man. I fucking hate it. Because like people like to complain about how slow the GCD is in Final Fantasy, but I actually like it that it's slow, and the reason why I like it is because every single GCD that you do in this game, it matters. And you're punished more severely for fucking up a rotation in this game than you are like other games. At least other games I've played. Like for instance, when I played Rift, I literally hit 2 buttons. I just hit like 1 2 1 1 1 1 1 2 1 1 1 1. Oh look, I got a proc 3 1 1 1. If I were to miss one of those ones, 9 No one would fucking know. Nobody would know, not even me. But in Final Fantasy, when you go like heavy swing, you kind of just want to like exit the game, uninstall that shit, and fucking just play another game. You're like, oh, I did 2 heavy swings. I'm done. Fucking I'm canceling my sub. I'm clocking out. I'm going home. I'm fucking done, man. And in like other games though, at least games I've played, it's not like that. Like if you fat finger something, it's just like, oh, it's whatever. I'll get them next time. It's whatever. But I just really hope they don't make it to where it's like so dumbed down to the point where it's just, yeah, you can just like, I don't know, just bang on your keyboard and get the shit right. Do you guys have any bold Stormblood predictions?
Besides the one that I've pretty much given up on, no, not really.
What about for like, okay, so like, what about for, oh wait, I think that's, wait, is that a, what's the word? Oh shit, I think it is.
Maybe should we move on to what's the word?
Yeah, let's just move on to what's the word actually, because, yeah. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me post it. Okay. My favorite and least favorite fights in Heavensward are Momo, what would you say?
Momo?
Oh. Fuck, I keep forgetting I pushed the talk on.
I was like checking mine. I was like, wait, did I hold down shift for that?
I was like, I was talking. You in Buck was Momo? Okay, anyways, favorite fight has to be A3 just because it evolved me as a player and I appreciate it for that. And worst fight is Foss Z.
Oh,
even though it's not really a fight, it's just like so disappointing because like all the previous Foss were like they fucked you up. Like Hummel Foss, like first time it came down, it fucked you up.
Yeah.
And then like normal Foss, man, it fucked you up. And then Foss Z was just died in like a minute and a half.
We were expecting the
time,
mother of all Faust, right?
Yeah, like it had a fucking jetpack.
Yeah, he fucking comes in hot, And he just he sucks, What about you, Bach?
Me? My favorite fight is A6S. I love gauntlets. I have a thing for gauntlets where it's like you fight one thing and you move on to the next thing and you fight that, you move on to the next thing. Like, I don't know. And not only that, but there are just so many mechanics to learn, and I feel like the brute justice robots had like a lot of personality, and I don't know, they're really cool. And I don't know, I just love that fight. I love that fight to death.
Xeno used to call Swindler?
Oh, fucking, well, okay, it was Vortler, but you only saw Vortler in A8 because when you picked up Swindler and then you picked up Vortexer, because their hitboxes didn't collide and you could just merge them, you could get them on top of each other and they would become Vortler.
Vortler has like 4 arms. Yeah. Least favorite fight. I really like EX Primals. I thought the Primals in Heavensward were all really awesome, except I did not like Bismarck. I thought that fight was really stupid. Like, it's kind of like the A2 of Primals, where you just fight a bunch of trash.
Yeah.
You fight even more trash, and then you fight the thing on top of his back, and then you win. I don't know. I just thought it was a really stupid fight. But yeah.
What about you, Frosty?
Well, I mean, I'm mixed between a few different fights, but I guess I can always just go back to A12S because literally it's the first tier my group cleared together. We actually cleared you that the first time with you, Xeno, I think there, and then when our warrior came back in town, we cleared it with him. And I don't know, it's just a pretty awesome fight. It felt like we worked really hard to get through everything, and we were able to achieve it, even though it was kind of dumbed down. It was a good feeling. And of course, I would love to pick like A3 and A8S, but A12S definitely holds a spot with me too.
My favorite was A8 because I loved Brute Justice. To me, it was like, a combination of like the whole raid tier in one fight almost. And I really like the different robots, and Vortler was in there, and he's my favorite thing. And I just really like that Brute Justice. He fucking comes down, dude. He fucking forms, and it's just really cool, man. And my least favorite fight is A2 because it fights fucking dumpster status. But whatever.
Hey man, I didn't say my least
Frosty, what's your
favorite.
least favorite? Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Hey.
dude. I'm sorry, dude. I got excited. I'm sorry, man.
It's all right. My least favorite was definitely Proto Ultima. Here's my story with that. I did it at FanFest, and I was like, man, this could be cool. They could do something really awesome with it. And then they put it in the middle of Dunscape as like a trash boss, and I wasn't even inspired to go in there and try it. That's how much I hated that fight and what they've done with it. They could have just tried to make a difficult boss, right? But like it was so bad that I didn't even want to try.
Yeah, it was pretty awful.
Honestly, he was easier than the trash that he replaced.
Yeah, I know.
The trash that you replaced was harder.
Yo, what was the best 4-man dungeon in Heavensward? Wait, the best 4-man dungeon in Heavensward dungeon. Yeah. There's 2 dungeons in it. What'd you think? What was your favorite dungeon, Bach?
Mine was Great Goo Ball hard. Actually, both of them. But yeah, I don't know. I just liked it. I thought it was really cool. I don't know. It was quick to do. There's a ton of fucking mobs to AoE. Who doesn't like AoEing mobs, right? There's a ton of shit to AoE. And I really like the last boss that turns you into an imp.
Oh,
And you have to walk into that little water thing to
Yeah.
turn back. And
You know that fight actually gets really hard after he summons the meteor?
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
man.
I've never experienced it, but Chet told me about it.
No, I've seen. There's some shit, man. There's some crazy shit. But anyway, yeah, if you turn into an imp and you don't turn back, and he does that lightning move, it like knocks you on your ass, and your imp like falls down. It's really funny. So next time you're in there, you should totally try that. But yeah, that's my answer.
What was your favorite, Momo?
The Arboretum, just because beautiful design and beautiful music, and the unique boss mechanics, especially the second boss with the bee, where he like he shoots like the needle or the stingers around the room.
Which one is this? Oh, after you go in the cave.
Yes, and it's I don't know, I really like the Arboretum.
I really like that dungeon a lot, too. The first boss was even kind of cool, like with the spinny bad breath
Yeah.
shit. What about you, Frosty? What was your favorite dungeon?
I'm gonna be honest. Most of the dungeons were really weren't that impressive. I mean, they were okay, but like they're never like super like, oh my goodness, I really want to queue up because I might get this dungeon. It would be fun to do. But Sotal is it Selfatal? How do you say that?
Zelfatal? Yeah.
Yeah,
Zelfatal?
that. I do enjoy that they introduced a mechanic there on the second boss where you could easily just turn and try to kill someone else because that's fun. It's fun to just like dick around with people. It's not a big deal. It's not like you're gonna lose the fight if you kill somebody, but it just gives you a extra way to just kind of have fun with the fight, I guess.
You think you'd like dungeons more if you didn't play Paladin?
Yeah, probably. 100%, I'm sure.
Okay.
I felt like I typed in the chat like Zeno's gonna say something.
Swift Feather was awesome. I would kill someone every single time I ran that dungeon, or I would try to. My favorite dungeon was the Vault. I fucking love that dungeon, man. I love it, and me and Bach talk about this a lot. We love it when the bosses talk shit to you. Fucking love that shit. They're like,
man.
filthy rats. You know, shit like that, man. Oh, fuck. Every single boss talks mad shit when you go in there. Every single boss. You know? This shall be a mercy. It's like, holy fuck. That's awesome. That boss does a lot of damage, actually. All jokes aside, that boss does a lot of damage.
Yeah.
I fucking love the Vault.
Running that dungeon when Zeno was like leveling his healers was miserable. Oh shit, my cleric stats. Yeah,
That was when
anyway.
I was a meme. I guess I still kind of am, but okay. So all right. So this is a good. All right. This is a good. What's the word? And we have one more after this. Okay. Blank is the best non-raid feature in Heavensward. Let me go first because I have. Can I have 3? Is it okay if I have 3 if they're quick
You do
ones
this every
though?
time,
They're
Zeno.
quick ones.
Okay, fine.
They're quick ones. Okay, all right. So I have 3 best non-raid features, and that is a monk, a paladin, and a white mage. Those are the 3 best non-raid features I think that are in this game. Okay, so those are mine.
You're waiting for that.
He was waiting for that.
Okay. You want me to go next?
Yeah, man.
Okay. So this is going to be like one that a lot of people are not going to agree with and think I'm stupid for saying it, especially if they like PvP. But my favorite non-raid feature that they implemented was the removal of feast chat. And sounds really stupid if you play PvP because everyone's against it. And I don't like it either. I hate it. But the fact that when they removed feast chat, created like a whole Discord community of people to go in there and talk trash about each other and sit there, it actually helped the PvP community grow, I think, which was really weird. Like, I didn't expect like them making a bad decision towards a competitive game would actually help the whole situation. So PvP actually, I feel like it increased when they did that. I mean, Garo event was coming out at the same time, and so you had a whole bunch of people who didn't know what they're doing. So it was okay, I guess, because now people just nice job each other constantly when people die. But I feel it was an unintentional addition to the game that made I don't know, they had like that whole PvP Cup the other day, and there's like hundreds of people watching it. I think it's grown a lot, this whole expansion. So kudos on I guess unintentionally helping the PvP community there.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
What about you, Bach?
Me, my favorite non-raid thing they added in Heavensward was Wondrous Tales. I don't know what it is about Wondrous Tales, but I just love it. I just love collecting stickers, and the rewards you get. I don't really want any of it. I don't really care about any of it. Yeah, I just like getting the stickers and doing random shit to get them. I really hope they build on that in the future and maybe make like a savage mode Wondrous Tales. You know how cool that would be?
I think that'd be awesome.
To go in Party Finder
Stickers.
and go kill like A12 or something like that. A12 Savage, right? I think that'd be really cool. But I think the idea itself is awesome.
I did Wondrous Tales when it first came out for the first like month. It just got kind of lame because the rewards, like you can't really use any of them, I guess.
Yeah, I just like the stickers though.
What about you, Momo?
More sticker books.
I really like Stuncy Sky, just because I don't really use it as much now. But back when I would learn other classes, the instant cooldown reset made it very easy to just redo openers and openers again, over and over again. So I can appreciate that to a very large extent.
I wish they would add a fucking parser there too.
I wish one thing I wish what they did with Stuncy Sky is you had to complete it to do the content. And
That'd be a great idea.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
yeah.
Remember when we all beat A12 and then none of us could beat the dummy?
Man, that dummy was just gear gated, man. I'm telling you,
Fucking hard.
it's fucking gear gated. Okay, all right, now, all right. So this what's the word is kind of like it's more or less like about the meta right now, but it's a hot button issue. Hot button. The fate of monk, paladin, and white mage come Stormblood is blank. What would you say, Frosty?
Oh, nothing's gonna change, dude.
Oh
It's
my
just gonna be the same.
Just the sadness and darkness in your voice is. You got to get out of that
Paladin's
place,
always,
man.
they're going to try to like say, hey man, we're going to make Paladin kind of tanky and it's not going to have increased DPS, so people are still not going to want it. Then you're going to have healers, White Mage, exact same thing. And then Monk, they won't buff it enough. Monk has the smallest chance of it changing. They might make it the highlight. Hey, you bring it in there and then you're going to have really huge burst damage and everything else. But I don't see that really changing because the focus of that job is, hey, you do damage. And you do high damage, but you're never gonna. I can't see them make it to where a monk does more damage than you would if you had a synergized group.
Well, not only does monk like take from every other class, but it's also taking gear from the samurai.
Yeah.
It better be fucking good. What about you, Momo?
Well, the fate of monk, paladin, white mage. I feel like in the meta, the only one that can even recover is white mage, and that's only if astrology and something's done with balance in general.
Yeah, it has to be. The cards are too strong.
Yeah, but in the terms of like them on like an individual level, I feel like the fate of monk is fine, like as a casual player. Same with paladin, but paladin's like the worst one out of the three because they're the like no AoE, no nothing right now. So unless they fix that, then I feel like paladin's still gonna be the most lackluster. But monk and white mage I feel like are gonna be fine on an individual level. But on meta though, yeah, white mage is the only one that can recover.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, like I think so too. Like I agree with you as far as meta goes. Like I think that their fate is abysmal as far as the meta, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope they give paladin slashing. I hope they make clemency like equilibrium. I hope that Sword Oath is off the GCD. Can we just run the clip of the fucking the paladin buffs and the? Can we just run that, Frosty? Let's just fucking run that. Let's just watch that while we're at it. Fuck it, dude. Let's just run that, dude. I hope that they do that, but like I think they could make monk good if they just gave it like more raid damaging abilities or like a trick attack or something. Just give monk trick attack, whatever. It's whatever.
Yeah, but the thing with that though is they would just be OP. So it's kind of like I don't know, like it's,
See, that's the thing. Is like trying to balance that shit, man. Is like in all honesty, like monk isn't as bad, I think, as white mage or paladin. I don't know. See, I think it was I think white mage is, if they don't fix Astro, I think it's probably the worst off, because there's literally literally no reason to bring a white mage. Whereas as a paladin, if the boss is more physical, there's an argument,
Yeah.
But like as a white mage, not in one single instance is a white mage better than a fucking Astro. One single fuck.
Yeah, because fucking Astro, you just Sinistry, go fucking ham. You might as well be doing Gear 3 of a Helios.
Yeah, and like their like Essentials way better. I'm a fan of lower cooldowns.
Oh yeah, 40 seconds.
40. I think Essential is way better than
40, right?
Benediction. I think Benediction is by far the worst.
Is Essential better than Tetra plus Benediction?
I think
White Mage gets both of those things. I think it's pretty close.
I think it is better just because the class is better. Like, if that makes any sense. Like, I think it's better in like the over. Well, so I think that, obviously Tetra plus Benediction is going to be better than just Essential, because like those are two abilities. Just weighed against like one. But I would rather have, if I had to choose between Essential and Benediction plus Tetra, I would pick Benediction plus Tetra because it's two abilities. And Tetra...
Really?
I
think
would.
I'd still take Essential.
Yeah.
I would, because Tetra is really, really good, but you also have another off GCD as well.
Wow,
Like,
do you know how much potency you get from Essential per, like, the lower the tank HP is?
Yep. It
Yeah.
goes from 400 to 1,000, and it's linear.
Yeah, okay, fucking essential. Like, holy shit. That's
Yeah. So basically, if you essential someone at 50% HP, it's the same as Tetra. If they're lower than 50%, then essential's better.
I think if they fix Benediction's timer, because it's 7 minutes, isn't it?
Nah, it's 5. It lines
Is it
up with
5?
living. Yeah, it lines up with living.
Like one thing about essential. This is kind of off topic, but one thing about essential is the fact that it's 40 seconds and Tetra is 60 seconds. That's a bigger deal that most people like. It's a bigger deal than it seems because
Yeah.
there are a lot of phases that are like 50-second intervals, so you can't Tetra both times. Like temporal stasis, right? Those are like 50-second intervals. So if you Tetra for one tank buster, you can't Tetra for the other.
Yeah, that's
Stuff
true
like that.
too. Yeah, I guess
So
I didn't really
it's
think
just
about
it's just the way that it's.
Yeah, I guess I didn't really think about the time, the amount of length, or the length the different phases are. Yeah, because if you can get an extra essential in, then in that case, essential's better.
Yeah, a lot of fights are like that. You're just like, oh man, if you've played Astro before, and you're just like, oh shit, I really need Tetra here, but I just used it, right?
Another cool thing about Essential is that if you cast it right after Benefic 2, it still snapshots right as the HP, takes HP right before the Benefic 2 hit, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But you know, I don't think White Mage is as bad off as you say it is, personally.
I mean,
well, I guess my answer for the what's the word, the fate of Monk, Paladin, White Mage come Stormblood is anybody's guess. I think if you look back on every single patch, it's like Once Upon a Time Warrior was complete garbage, and then after that, like Summoner was garbage, and then Dragoon was garbage, and then Paladin was garbage, and it's like a rotating. I don't know. It's just completely random, and like this is an expansion. Every job's gonna get like new abilities and stuff, and rebalancing, and they're changing the combat system. So for all we know, it could be Paladin Dark Knight, or it could be, maybe triple melee comp, or maybe a zero melee comp. Who knows, right? Like I think it's anybody's guess. So I kind of find it funny when I see people recruiting. It's like, okay, we're looking for a ninja, and specifically a ninja for Stormblood.
Well, yeah, I feel like, for the first tier, I feel like nothing's going to change because people are going to want to be safer than sorry, and the safest, thing's going to be 2 melee, 1 range, 1 caster. And I don't think that's going to change before Prague. I'm not going to fucking say 100%, but I also feel, oh yeah, you want to know what didn't change? Or never sucked? Ninja.
Hey man, anything could happen. Anything.
No, y'all hope Ninja sucks. I don't
we got
want to play this
freaking-
job anymore.
There's gonna be 15 jobs. There's gonna be 15 jobs and 8 spots.
Yeah.
So it could be freaking anything.
Okay, so that pretty much sums up what's the word. Unfortunately, Frosty has to dip. So we're gonna go into yeah, it's all good, man. We're gonna go into questions, like questions from the stream and stuff. But before we do, yeah, Frosty is gonna say his last words, and then he's gonna dip. So
Okay. Yeah, guys. So thanks for bringing me on to the show. Sorry I can't stick around for the questions or anything. But today is actually the last time I will be on a stream, maybe for an entire month. I'm going to be doing a lot of work stuff coming up soon. And so you won't see Mog Talk next weekend. You may see it the weekend after. It depends on if I can get it to work or not. But I won't be coming back until probably right before the expansion. But I appreciate everybody, supporting and helping me stay in touch with the community here. It's been pretty awesome over the last few months. But I will be back. It just I have a big lull coming up, and I will be back. That's all I gotta say, I guess.
any shout outs, man? You completely shit on Cryo earlier. You want to?
Yeah, no. You know what? Shout out to Cryo for being the reason it's okay for me to play Paladin in A12S. Also, shout out to Carrara for helping me out with everything, my fiance, and shout out to all of my raid members that did work with us and make it through. And we did A8S recently, which was pretty awesome. Progressing through that after the fact with a whole group of people who have never done it before. Shout out to both Momo, Bach, and Zeno, all three of you guys actually, for letting me come on this show and talk with you all, and for you guys being absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
Paladin
man. Thanks
mains
for coming.
everywhere.
Yeah, and Paladin mains. All the guys who stuck with it and said, fuck logic and meta. We're just going to play what we want to play, and still did it anyways.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks for coming on the show, dude.
No problem, guys. I'll talk to you all later. Peace out.
All right, man. Peace. Okay, so for viewer questions, let's see. Okay, here's one that I want to answer.
Okay.
Here's one. We can all just like pick one we want to answer.
Sure. Yeah.
We can just do that.
Or read it out.
Okay, question. Are there any features from other games / MMOs you'd like to see added to Final Fantasy XIV and Stormblood? Yes, I would. As a fucking parser. That's what I want to see added, is a fucking parser. That's my answer. Does anyone want to touch more on that?
I don't know. Do you?
There is one other feature. It's a parser. Did I mention that already? It's a fucking parser. Okay, so that question.
Next question.
Yeah. Did you guys have one you wanted to answer?
You pick one, Momo. Go.
I guess I'll go with the speed kill one, since that's really the only thing on here I have any knowledge about.
Yeah, sure.
The question is, how much of an impact are speed kill groups having on the meta of players only wanting Ninja, Dragoon, Bard, and Machinists? Do you believe this is healthy for the game? Do you see this raid tier doing more for the game's player base than just being another raid tier player? For the first part, how much impact has it had on the community? I'd say it's a pretty big impact. You know, people are actually getting when we made Dilly Monk, it was just a meme. It wasn't like supposed to be taken seriously. Like when we started making all those pictures, like that wasn't like anything serious. And then people actually started getting kicked for being a monk and being like a white mage and not bringing utility, which is kind of sad to see. And that wasn't the intention of the name Dilly Monk. Do I believe this is healthy for the game? No. There's always going to be a meta comp though, but I think forcing the meta comp isn't a good thing for the community and the game in general. And do you see this raid tier doing more for the game's player base than just being another raid player? Not really. I feel like people should learn to just accept what others play. I guess I don't know how to answer that question.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the meta, I think people kind of overstate the importance of the meta. I mean, they're already doing it in Party Finder, so it's kind of ridiculous, but whatever. All right, I'm up.
Yep.
Okay, question. What have you guys improved on the most during this expansion? And what do you think the overall player base has improved on, if anything? Well, I switched jobs from Warrior to Astro during this expansion. So learning healer from scratch, coming from a tanking background, I think I've gotten better at both of those roles in a way. Since I don't know, I feel like if you play multiple roles, you kind of you expose yourself to more of the fight, and you understand it from a different perspective. So being able to do play healer and tank at at a decently high level. I think that's really made me more aware when I play either of those roles. What do you think the overall player base has improved on the most, if anything? Kind of like what we talked about in the show, but I think DPS for sure. I think people now are a lot more DPS conscious. Due to the emergence of FF logs, people can, they know they can evaluate themselves, and people are just kind of more aware of how much DPS they're doing. Tanks and healers especially. There's still Sylphies out there who think that healers shouldn't be doing DPS, but I think they're, instead of being the norm now, they're kind of like the exception. But yeah.
There's a question I want to answer. Actually, there's a couple, but I'll save the one for later. This one. In a recent interview, Yoshi P was asked about adding set bonuses to gear. Do you have any opinions on set bonuses being added to in-game raid gear? Do you have any ideas to make gearing more interesting? I think it would be really cool if they did add set bonuses. The set bonuses are already in the game. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but if you go to your local Grand Company, you can pick up some like level 30 armor that has like fucking set bonuses on it. It's already in the game. It just needs to be level 60 or whatever, level 60 or 70. And I think it would be really cool if you got the whole creator set, like if you got the whole creator tank set and it gave you like, even like small bonuses were like a thing, like, plus 20 to vit, plus 20 to strength, like if they wanted to go really in depth with it, they could have like a warrior specific like chest piece that would make like your net, like your fell cleave damage increased by 10%, or your inner beast lasts 10 seconds instead of 6, or some intricate shit like that. Like they have that kind of stuff in Terra, and I think it's really cool. And they could definitely add it to this game. Not necessarily the specific like abilities, but I know they had that kind of shit in 11, or I'm pretty sure they did. And I think that that'd be really cool if they added it to this game. And hopefully they do. But even if they just add like, just normal stat bonuses like vid and stuff, I still think it would be really cool. Did you guys, what do you guys think about that?
I'm indifferent. I don't really care that much about set bonuses. I haven't really played any other MMO, so I'm not really familiar with them in the first place.
I think they got to do something with itemization. Itemization in this game is like really brutal, and it's really bland in almost every way, except for like, aesthetics. I think the weapons look cool, but like itemization is pretty brutal in this game. I think the set bonuses is a step in the right direction. Removal of accuracy and parry. I don't know. They just need a complete overhaul, but I think set bonuses would add more depth to it.
Yeah, I think so too. Because right now the stats are just crit. It's just how much crit can I get?
Yeah, while being accuracy capped.
Yeah.
I'll get this question, the one I just highlighted.
Oh, okay.
Even though I kind of like already talked about it, I guess I'll just talk about it again because I don't really see anything I can really talk about on here.
What new things are you hoping Red Mage and Samurai brings to the raid scene?
Yeah. I'm hoping Red Mage brings a disembowel. I really do. I don't think it immediately kill off Dragoon, but it would definitely, make the comps a lot more lenient, not having a Dragoon and whatnot. And I hope Samurai just brings, I guess, like a slashing and some kind of utility, whether it be defensive or offensive, but not so weak that it makes them worse than monks, because I want that Samurai. But I guess it's
love Samurai.
Xanther, if you're still here, man, you better back the fuck up, homie.
Yeah, we'll let you guys figure out who goes samurai. You guys can fight over it. All right, I'm up.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh shit! I moved that.
Do you think that a raid leader is necessary? Like, one person in charge of all times, mechanics, strats, etc. I don't think a raid leader is necessary. Some groups have a leader or delegate a leader, and that's fine. Like our group doesn't have a leader. If you ask who's the leader, it's like, well, neither of us are really the leader.
Who's
we just
inviting
kind of-
this time is kind of the leader.
Yeah, who's inviting this time? Yeah, and but we, as far as strats and stuff, different people make different call outs. Scheduling is kind of a team effort. And when we need something done, we just kind of delegate. Like, for example, if we need a recruitment to fill our last spot, so that's something I kind of took control of. And then strategy and stuff. Zeno's a pretty big voice with their strategizing, and so is Chet, and just stuff like that. Like you don't really need. I don't think you really need one leader, but some groups are, they feel better having one leader to organize things. So it depends from group to group, but I don't think it's a necessity.
Yeah, so kind of leaning on the subject a little bit. All the best groups I've been in have had no leader, so to speak. Everyone's their own leader. So I think that kind of says something.
I just don't think that one
Oh,
person.
totally.
Yeah, I just don't think that one person could.
Yeah.
One person cannot know what the best solution is for how to tank DPS and heal something. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to fucking happen, especially during Prague.
Yeah, and it's freaking 8-man content. Yeah, I don't think you need a leader, and I do think that the best groups function without one. Like maybe it might have kind of more of an admin or kind of the person who has the final say or something like that. But a person in charge of all leadership, I think that's kind of doesn't really fit this game. But what was I gonna say? That's something else to say. I can't remember. No, I think I'm done. I think that's it. I can't remember.
If you think about it, we can come back to it.
Sure.
Here's one that I wanted to do. Do you think making the requirements for becoming a mentor should be stricter? Requiring Savage Clear would be an improvement on the mentor system. Do you think the mentor system needs any changes? I think that you should. I think the mentor, there should be more strict requirements for that. Like, I'm not a mentor because I think it's fucking stupid. It's one of the dumbest things they've added in this game, and a huge waste of resources. Half the people that are mentors don't even know what the fuck they're talking about anyway. I think that the requirements should be way stricter. I think you to be a mentor should be when you see a person with a mentor, it should be impressive, not oh, there's another mentor, kind of thing. It's almost like the mentor system now, and we talk about this a lot, Bach, is just the blind leading the blind. They have no idea for what they're saying. They're just talking to talk. They have no fucking clue what the fuck it is they're talking about.
I don't like the mentor system, period. I mean, a lot of people like it. A lot of people have benefit or say that, there's a lot of benefit that comes from it. But the way I see it, the mentor system is I think it's a really lazy solution for Square Enix. Is they don't want to put it in a tutorial. They don't want to actually give us any guidance, because like I always say, this game doesn't really teach you how to do anything. But I feel like with the mentor system, it's just let's just put it in their hands, right? Put a fancy little crown here and basically a ninth link shell that's just full of spam, right?
Yeah, it also whenever, or for a majority of people, they feel super entitled. they feel they have this like imaginary position of power, you know, like, are you fucking serious right
They
now?
think they're hot shit now.
Yeah,
because they have
exactly.
a
Like,
crown
yo,
beside their name. They don't
yo, I'm
realize
a
how easy it is
mentor.
to get that. It doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's the mentor system. Not so much that the fact that the mentor system exists is bad, but I think it's just a really lazy ass solution to a problem that Square Enix should actually, you know, handle, and you know, give players a means to get better. You know, not just, hey, let's just throw in this mentor system. If they don't get better, it's their own fault.
Like, I could say that they could change it by having like different levels of mentor. Like, you could, like I don't
A raid
know.
mentor, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, exactly. Like, to get like the, you know what? I'm just gonna put it like a kindergarten thing. So everyone's name's on the board, and depending on how many gold stars you got, depends
Oh, I
on
fucking
what
love
you've
stickers.
done. Yeah, yeah.
I
Yo,
love
we were
collecting
talking about
stickers.
stickers. Yeah, we're talking about some stickers. So if you want like, let's say 5 stickers, okay?
Uh-huh.
Some 5 stickers. Yo, you got to clear some savage for that 5 stickers. You know, hey, you know what? That even opened up business opportunities, because now we're selling mentor stickers. You know, just another fucking thing to sell. I'm down with
Wow.
that.
Come up with an idea and you come up with a way to ruin that idea.
Oh, I should have just kept that to myself. Why am I talking right now? No, but like, okay, so all seriousness, I think that the mentor system should definitely be, it should definitely be harder to become a mentor, because, like, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't even know what the requirements are. I think it's just like a max level tank, a max level healer, a max level DPS, and you have to do X amount of dungeons, I think, right? Or some shit like that. So, are you fucking serious right now? Like, it's so easy to do, like, that a bot can do that.
You
But
say a bot or a bot?
a bot or 300 comms, my bad, 300 comms, my bad, there we go, okay. Yeah, but I think that, like, so if we're talking about stickers, I think if you want like 5, if you're a 5 sticker mentor, like, you're hot shit, you know what the fuck you're doing.
Damn.
You know, a 5 sticker mentor, like, oh shit, man. You know, because then, you know, you get like
I
the
think it's a
2-star,
great idea.
you know, you get like the 2-star mentors, and they're like, no, you don't want to do that. But when that big dick 5-star comes in, it's like, hey, shut the fuck up. This is what you do. That 2-star, hush mode. Permanent hush mode. Permanent hush mode. He ain't saying shit. Yeah, shut the fuck. I got 3 more stars than you. Do you not see the poster on the wall? 3 more stars. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like, 5-star mentors, man. That's what I'm saying, man. I think they should, I mean, I don't know if that's what they should do, but something like that, you know, like,
Whatever.
something to signify that, yes, you have cleared difficult content, and
It's like stripes in your karate belt.
yeah, exactly. I think that they should change just a little bit, but because every 5-star mentor is a 99th percentile mentor.
Or like Square Enix can purchase FF logs, and it'll be based on your percentile.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, we'd
this
have
is probably why we're not in game design.
we'd have a lot of quarter-star
Nobody would play our
mentors.
game. Nobody would play our game except for Raiders. Like, it would be fucking
Oh,
Toxic
man.
Fantasy 14. Nobody would. This is probably why we're not in game design.
Oh man, that's funny.
But yeah, that was a good idea. You had me at stickers, but
Yeah,
Like,
well,
even without
stickers,
the
stars,
stickers.
you know, same thing. You can even make it like, I don't know. You can even make an achievement. You could give an achievement for it. You know, you get 5-star mentor and you get like a cool mount, you know. So not only are you fucking, you know, not only are you 5 stars, but you riding around in style, you know. Fucking, you know, make the mount like a squid that flies, or, you know, something cool, you know. Could be anything.
you know
really.
what? You know what? I think this is a great idea. Square Enix should purchase FF logs and integrate it into the game. And
Yeah, I think so too.
Like, you get a crown beside your name, and the color of the crown is like the color of like your percentile. It's like orange or it's purple. or it's gray.
Or like,
Go listen to this guy. He's got a gray crown. He can teach you how to get to the 14th.
yo, that's what you'd call him too. Yo, Gray Crown, shut the fuck up. Gold Crown is speaking. Get out of here, Gray Crown. Go do shitty
crown.
DPS somewhere
It's
else.
just another way to like discriminate other people by the color of their crown. God damn.
Oh my god, dude, that's so funny, dude. I could
And then
just.
you get, and then if you're like,
Well, then you'd have to have the option to hide
you
your
get
crown.
like a special mount.
You know, because you have to hide your crown because you don't want to be discriminated against for having a gray crown.
What would
you know?
the special mount be?
A
It's like you ride like a flying log. Just the FF log.
Oh, that'd be
And
awesome.
with that,
Oh man, yo,
right.
those are some good ideas, man.
Why aren't we in game design?
I
We
don't
should make our
know,
own
man.
MMO.
What? We should get paid for this, man.
Right.
Fucking.
Anyway, any more questions?
I was gonna answer the one I highlighted. What the students group plan to do.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, you're telling us what we're gonna do now?
Fucking
No,
raid leader.
You just joined us, man. You're telling us what we're gonna do.
Better sit down, listen up, buddy.
Listen up, Gray Crown. You're a healer.
look at me.
It's a new
I am
sheriff
the
town
captain
now.
So I mean, I don't know what everyone else is gonna do, but I'm just gonna level ninja to 70, and then by the time I eventually get it to 70, information about the classes will be out and what skills do and whatnot. And then using like the logic already found, I'll figure out what class me and Xanther will play, or Xanther and I will play. And then, I'll just sit in an Excel spreadsheet for 2 weeks trying to figure out optimal rotation so I don't suck at the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna do. Almost the exact same thing. I'm a level warrior. I'm a level warrior to 70 day one. I'm going hard. I'm going fucking
Day
hard
one?
in the paint. I'm going day 1 70. Fucking
My
day
God.
one. I mean, I might be dead by the end of that stream, but hey, you
for
know
your
what?
warrior.
I'm gonna go out fucking fighting. I'm not shutting the stream off until I'm 70. So if I have to literally sit here and take like a 2-hour power nap while I'm streaming, then so fucking be it.
Really?
I'll get a blanket, man. I'll get some juice box and a blanket. Be fucking out for about 2 hours.
If you fall asleep midstream, is that like reportable?
I don't think so.
Okay, we're gonna report you.
I hope people watch me while I strum.
Why
Those who just watch, dude.
Just like passed out in his chair. It's like
Nah,
a
dude.
drip of drool
level?
down his face.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna plan to stream, but if I pass out from fucking exhaustion, I mean, it ain't gonna be my fault. It's not my fault that my body gave out on me. But but I'm gonna hit 70. I'm gonna try really hard to hit 70 the first day on warrior, and then I'm gonna do the primal. I'm gonna do both primals, and then after both primals, and I kind of get like my rotations and stuff on warrior down. I'm gonna level Dark Knight on my other character actually, and then yeah, pretty much just go from there.
You gonna watch the cutscenes twice?
I mean, I'm gonna hit skip cutscene twice, I guess.
Nice.
Let's see.
What are you gonna do, Bach?
What am I gonna do? I'm gonna skip every cutscene. Let me tell you that.
Wow.
And depending on what job looks good from the patch notes, I'm gonna level that first. White Major Astro, I guess. And yeah.
Well, that's pretty much all the questions that. There was one. What do you think SC will do to tanks? Nerf their damage for 4.0? I don't think so. I think the bit change was needed and it was really good. It's really healthy for the game. I don't think they're going to change anything.
I think if they're gonna change one thing, it's the fact that all 3 tanks need slashing and only one can give it. I think that's one thing they're gonna change. That's
Yeah.
stupid.
Hopefully they will. Well, I guess it's about that time, friends. The time we all hate. We gotta wrap it up. Awful times. Can't go raw dog anymore.
Sounds so sad.
You guys got any shoutouts?
I'll give some shoutouts.
Yeah, all right.
I guess I'll shout out my A4S and AS team, Static. Even though they probably hate me, they evolved me as a player. We got Xenosis Vex, being the inspirational streamer that he is.
Oh, thank you, man. Seriously, thank you.
And then Kato Atsu, which is a JP Ninja, and he's a really good player who inspired me. And I think that's about it.
Zeno, you got any shoutouts?
Man, my shout outs are to my raid groups, to my friends, and to Twitch chat. I fucking love Twitch chat. And I say this every time I shout out, but I just want Twitch chat to know that if it was possible for me to surgically implant Twitch chat on my peripheral vision, I would do this without any hesitation. I mean, I could just be like, I'd just be cooking an egg and I want to see Twitch chat going. And I want to I'll be cracking the egg open and I'll miss and I'll get shell in the pan and I just want to see coward in the chat, just fucking, that's what I want to see, man. That's the dream, that's the dream, man. So yeah, man, shout out to my raid group, man. I'm really looking forward to raiding with you, Momo, and doing Prague. I think it'll be really awesome. And our group is strong as fuck. Holy shit. Our group is strong as fuck. Oh my God. And yeah, I'm really lucky to be a part of it. So yeah, man. Shout out to the groups and to Twitch chat. Feels good, man. What about you, Bach?
I was going to do the same thing you guys are doing. I mean, we're just basically just circle jerking our raid group, but yeah. I mean, yeah, no, props to our raid group. Like I really enjoyed playing with you guys. But no, and Momo, you're a newest member, but gotten to know you in the last couple months here. We got to play together with the whole 8 tank thing. That was a ton of fun. But
oh yeah,
I know we're gonna have a ton of fun come Stormblood. So really looking forward to it.
I have one more shout out. I just completely forgot. Shout out to the Fina era for always pushing me to succeed. Because I'm lazy as fuck. Yo, I got a Twitch affiliate. I still haven't filled out my fucking, tax reform. Yo, I need to do that.
Did you get your emote? Did you already get the emote?
No, I can't do anything until I fill out the tax reform.
Oh, fucking feels bad, man. You gotta get the emote.
What does that do? I got that. I don't know what that is. I just thought it was spam, so I ignored it.
Really?
Yeah,
yeah, you should
affiliate or something.
You can get a free emote to use in your channel, and you also get you can have people cheer in your channel.
Does everyone get that? What is it?
No, it's
when you have a certain amount of.
Yeah. There's requirements for it and stuff.
Oh, cool.
But those times where those 2 times. Where you used the tank LB and only killed yourself, people could have cheered lol in the chat, you could have cheered for that, dude.
We never told the stream what happened with Grand about an A8.
What happened with him in A8?
Remember he fucked up a mechanic and he fucking hated him?
Oh right, I remember this. So Grand. Shout out to Grand, man, because I've raided with Grand for actually quite a while now. We started raiding together in I met him in Final Coil, but we started raiding together in Midas, and so we're on A8, right? And this was somewhat early prog, And if you fucked up the Robots on Ice 2, if one person fucked it up, the boss will get a stack. So whenever anybody fucked it up, you hated that person because it was like 8 minutes into the fight, man. It was like 8 minutes into the fight. So like if someone fucked it up, you wasted like 8 minutes basically. And I remember this one time, everyone was fucking solid, and Gran got hit by like a chakram or something, and it was just dead quiet, and you could just feel like you could feel the hatred across the internet of just, oh, why did you fuck that up? And he was just like, my bad, guys. Like, just this defeated. I don't even know if I should apologize because it'll make it worse kind of thing. But hey, we killed it, and you know what? It was awesome. But yeah. Anyway, so I guess that's it. That's the show.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah, man. Thanks everybody for coming out. I hope you enjoyed the show. We were excited to do this one. I know it took a little longer for this Unchained to come out, but yeah, we wanted to get, we wanted to make sure the show was good. We kind of do these every month and a half, 2 months. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the show, and it will be on YouTube. Probably in a day or two. Might be on later tonight or tomorrow. So you can check it out there. But I guess there's just one more thing to say, man. Just after all that's been said, there's just one more thing to say. Unchained, bitch!